game, but it is absolutely not. Okay, this is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right, it's damn near all gone, girl, and that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it. Okay, and I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shake. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here. Okay, you put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey. Okay, your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin probably, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISO tea down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Hello. Can y'all hear me? I don't know why I keep coming forward. I don't have to do that. What's going on, everybody? Can I get a sound check? 1, 2. Can I get a sound check? 1, 2. What's going on? Hi. Okay. So I told y'all I wanted to do a call-in show. And we are going to do that at the end of this. All right. Y'all know how I am. I have been letting y'all get away with talking too damn long. And it's because I like talking to y'all, and y'all be trying to get y'all thoughts out, and I want to hear what y'all are saying. I want y'all to get y'all feelings out. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I just want everybody to keep in mind that I'm trying to get as many people, you know, that would like to come on as possible. So just remember that other people have to come behind you, and, you know, just keep that all in mind. All right. Okay. So don't make me have to play double dutch with y'all. Jump in, jump out. You know, introduce yourself, okay? You know, don't make me have to do too much work here, okay? Now listen, hold up, y'all gotta wipe my glasses off, and I gotta get this big ass box of glasses wiped. Shut up, hold up. I know, but this is the way Amazon sent them to me, okay? This is the way Amazon sent them to me, all right? But we're gonna go through it, you know, a few things. So everybody that's just here for a regular old BondyBlue show, girl, you're gonna get that too, okay? That's what we here for too. But I did want to do the call-in, okay? Because I wanted to, you know, like talk about some of the things that have been going on this week, and I'm gonna give y'all the floor to discuss. You know, I'm not gonna say whatever y'all want because I really don't want to discuss whatever y'all want. I want y'all to know that. But I meant specifically about the shows, the topics from this video. You know, maybe if there's another show that we talk about on my channel, but please don't come up on here, you know, just trying to have a friend. Don't do that. Because I'm gonna hang up, and your feelings gonna be hurt. And I'm in a place right now where I feel like I can't give a fuck. So do us all a favor and keep the subject matter. Okay, keep the subject matter tight. I don't know, child. These are old headphones. I just literally pulled these headphones out of a box. Okay, I pulled them. Probably something I got from Amazon. Just something I got from Amazon. Nothing specific, girl. Just some Rogo headphones from Amazon, girl. That's all it is. But we have some things to get into. Okay, first of all, before I do get into those things, let me share something with y'all. I know that y'all just get here and then y'all totally be like, you know, whatever to my ads and shit that I have at the beginning of my videos. But I be trying to push y'all up on game if y'all on what I'm on. What I'm drinking right now is the energy supplement. It helped me get through my workout today, which I posted on Instagram if you haven't seen. Okay, wearing my new Peja Amari. Okay, it was cute. I was feeling it. I'm so glad I worked out. But this is energy supplement, but this is energy supplement with limoncello sparkling water, the LaCroix limoncello sparkling water mixed with the energy supplement. Girl, listen to me. Girl, listen to me. On ice, okay? Listen to me. Last Sunday, Kiara might be upset with me. Last Sunday, Lyric put tequila in this shit. It was delicious. Okay. Drink. Y'all saw me sipping from this. Okay. Okay. What do you mean is the LaCroix by itself? What do you mean? It's LaCroix an energy supplement. It's delicious. So if y'all, was thinking about trying the energy supplement, you really should, because it does give you energy. It does exactly what it says it's going to do. I feel like I already gave my thoughts on the Destiny interview on the Ooh Ladies First panel last night. If it needs be reiterated, okay. Let me see. Do I have those highlights? Let me see because I posted the highlights. So let me pull up the highlights and we'll go through the highlights. How about that? And y'all can get out of my face about it. No tea, no shade, but I'm exhausted. No tea, no shade, but I'm low key exhausted. But I'm gonna pull it up. Hold up. I just started. You're not too late. I haven't even gotten into any of the topics yet.
How did you meet Martell?
Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear it?
How did y'all meet?
Well, Huntsville's small. We didn't go to the same high school, but we were popular. So everybody knew everybody. I was a cheerleader. He was a football player. I actually dated his cousin in high school. My dad and Miss Marlene used to date. So
wow.
Almost your stepbrother, almost.
In real life.
Ooh. Right, in real life.
Okay.
I spoke more about Martell with Melody than I did Melody with Martell. And whenever I spoke to Martell, it was as a woman, like in defense of what I felt he was doing wrong, and vice versa to her. It just didn't care. It's okay when you feel like you're getting information, but now that it's, I don't know, different for you and you're in a different space now, our friendship is being questioned. So that was actually.
I mean, were you going to him and talking about how Mel doesn't have a good heart before?
Y'all feel like I'm private?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We're gonna have to say yes. We are. Yes, ma'am.
It's a lack of timeline. It's a lack of timeline for me.
Yeah.
It's a what?
A lack of timeline. So, okay, so I'm gonna say this. Sometimes I feel like she and y'all were expecting more venom and attitude from me than I really have for her. Like, I think people feel like because I'll give my opinion on something in such a matter-of-fact way, they assume that I have some like negative feelings towards a person personally that I've never interacted with. And that is not the case. If I meet somebody in person, I am going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And then once they prove to me in person that they are who I assumed they were, then we can go back to that. Okay. But as a professional interviewing somebody, it is not a part of what I do to make the person I'm interviewing feel like, oh, I really don't like you. So I don't know. That wasn't where my situation was coming from at all. And I think a lot of y'all assumed based off of my perplexed facial expressions. But honestly, she was saying a lot. And I was really trying to listen and digest what she was saying so I can know how I needed to then benchmark the question. Okay. And also, everybody, I don't know if y'all understand, we come up, all of us, but mostly the other ladies this time around, because I didn't give any of these questions. But I feel like we all have had conversations enough to know what the questions are. Like we know, like we've all talked about this to nauseum. So I feel like everybody knows what questions we really wanted to be answered. And I feel like those are the questions, okay, the 27 questions that we all came up with and we read through. And then as we had conversation with her, then we would then ask another question when she said something. And then there was another comment I saw about us putting words in her mouth. That was another thing we were not trying to do. We were trying to draw it together and make it make sense, not only for ourselves, but for everybody that is watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying. Like, we met, you married, and then it's like that's over, and now it's like, you know, just pieces, just little bitty pieces, but I don't feel like we're seeing a full story.
I agree 100%, but I don't think that I've been the focus. I've been, when my ex-husband decided to pull out of the show, it was in hopes of them letting me go. He was more of a proponent for the show than I was, and when he walked away,
that was a surprise to me. That was a surprise to me that he wanted to be on the show. It does, but it doesn't. I'm gonna say my opinion of LeBaric is someone that is much like Martell. They care a lot about what things look like. And not to say that he's a bad guy, but I feel like men in general can be very callous and mean with the women that they are in relationships with once they have not gotten their way. And we've seen that with Martell. We see, you know, some ways the way Marceau and Maurice handle their women. And a lot of us complain about those things. A lot of us talk about those things. So I feel like LeBaric is one of their friends. He is no different. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is no different in my mind, based off of what we know about their relationship, what we saw of him, then mixed with his friend group. I cannot help but to feel like he's not that great of a guy. And whatever happened in their relationship is a byproduct of both of them having their own issues in their relationship. And I find no need to make a good guy or a bad guy out of either one of them as it pertains to that. But I also feel like there are things. This is a show called Love and Marriage Huntsville. The show is called Love and Marriage. And you went from being married to divorced. And we're just trying to understand how it makes sense for us that a man that apparently wanted to marry you, was with you for 5 years, had a baby with you, like, could be so callous and just be so fucked up. And we all know, based off what we know about men, that it doesn't take a lot. Men are fickle. If a woman doesn't want to give them their way, if a woman doesn't want to submit to them, if a woman doesn't want to acquiesce to whatever their whims are, then the woman can be tossed aside as if she does not matter. And then a separation is created between she and the child, to where he feels like the child is the only person deserving of the care, not the woman that is physically responsible for the child. Which I feel like is so petty and small. And I feel like the things that took place in their relationship prove only that to me. Okay. As I said before, I'm not a fake person, y'all. Like, I can't be a fake person. Like, my facial expressions are my facial expressions. I feel how I feel. I did notice people feeling like, you know, oh, Bondi gonna cape for Mel and all of this shit. And I really hate that my understanding of her and my common sense and how I would feel if I was in her shoes is being seen as me caping for people when I am a fucking adult. Like, I'm a grown ass woman. And when I say that, I don't put on capes for anybody. I don't put on capes for anybody unless they are in this house or unless they added to my DNA. Okay. And, you know, or my close people like that. Now, I, of course, like Mel because I have a relationship with Mel, and Mel has always been very sweet, respectful, like generous when it comes to the way she has spent her, you know, she interviews with us. She has invites me to things. Like, she's a very sweet person. I am not going to argue that I like Mel, but I also feel like I've been doing this long enough that my liking for her is not going to dictate how I talk about her and what she does on the show. That's just what it is for me. That's just what it is for me. Happy birthday, Jessie Ray. Happy birthday, love. Okay, like, I'm sorry. And I'm not gonna go along with the crowd just because that's what y'all want me to do. I see it the way I see it. Like, you want somebody with a different viewpoint, go find that person. But please don't act like, I'm not fair. And I feel like I am fair, because if I have an issue, I can give you an exact reason. I can break it all the way down for you. I don't just, say shit for no reason. I feel like I'm a very fair person. And if you don't feel like I'm a fair person, then you don't see me. So I don't know why you're watching me. Okay? And even though it is a show for entertainment purposes, I don't want to say it's a show for entertainment purposes only, because this is a show about real people with real lives, which is why when we actually sit down to encounter and interview Destiny about her personal life, there should be some care there. And that is what I was trying to provide, at the same time as realizing that we still need to ask the questions that need to be asked. We still need to make it make sense, because that's why we are here. Okay, let's move on.
It was because
we're gonna get through this, because I'm about to be here talking about this shit all day, and I feel like I'm already talking too long about it.
Let me go, because at one point we were reconciling, so I didn't want to say, "Oh, we're going through a divorce," because I didn't know where it was going, and so, and then I didn't want to speak in anger, and I want to speak in disappointment, because you say things that you can't take back. And so, yeah, it wasn't a gag order. It was an agreement. I'm like, okay, well, let me just look up your case, whatever. And the lady just gasped and was like, "You're already divorced." And I'm like, "What?"
I love
She
Jamie.
said, "Yeah, you're divorced." And then how is that possible? She said,
Jamie's facial expression.
I just feel like I want to understand why that happened. Like, why is he so venomous towards you?
It's hard to not say that he is, based on how you explain the story. Like, that's just hard to not put that on him, because that's definitely how it
like standing in the driveway holding a baby. Like, that's a lot.
And the stress that you endured during the pregnancy, for me, to endure so much stress during the pregnancy and then turn around and you just had the baby and then you're faced with this right here. It's hard to not see him like that.
So I got to a space where I did not feel protected or provided for. And then I started moving as a married single woman as far as making decisions in my life and how I moved. And that I realize now emasculated him.
And do you think what you've gone through will
which is another reason why he would not handle her with any care, because he felt emasculated. So now I really am not going to give a fuck about the way I handle you.
affect the way that you date in the future?
Are you dating? That's why I popped up real fast now.
So I want to get your thoughts on the history between you and Stormy.
Happy birthday, Ashley.
We had conversations, we talked.
Everybody birthday today. Come on with the birthday.
Talking about the same thing that you're talking about. How can she find the balance of being herself and not coming across as, every word's a cuss word? We had that conversation. And
Child, her and Stormy gonna get into it. It's gonna be a good rest of the season.
Like,
it seemed like
I don't know who that person is, and maybe that was because she was pregnant, and she was a different person, or maybe it's because of the dynamics of Mel and I don't know, but I ain't with it.
Why did you not confide in Mel while you were going through your divorce, and you ended up telling her afterwards, once everything was fine?
Please let this be clear, and just let it be clear. Mel knew every damn detail about my divorce outside of me signing my papers. That's all she did not know.
Okay.
So then I have to ask.
They've been best friends since they were 6.
So how are you friends with Martell if he's like LeBeric? I'm just curious.
So when I say similarities, I mean.
Okay. So let's start right there. So I saw a comment just now that was like, if half the people are saying it's true, then it must be true. And I feel like everybody says that, and that's a very group think mindset, that if half the people say it, it must be true. To then not go deeper and dissect each person's motives for why they feel the way they feel is stupid to me. So personally, for you not to delve deeper and think about who the people are and why they feel the way they feel, and to ignore all of that just because there's a number of people that feel a way, like I said, group think, stupid, because it begs no critical thinking skills, no thinking further than, oh, everybody feels this way, so I guess I should feel this way because it must be the truth. Okay, so what is the argument here? I want to understand what is the what is the argument, because at the end of the day, I don't care what Destiny says. Martell told you that the reason why you were divorced was because of your mouth. In that moment, Martell, as a friend, treated you the way he treated his wife, talked to you the way he talked to his wife. Therefore, you experienced him in a similar way as his wife experienced him. So I have to feel like your relationship with Martell is primarily a show for everybody to hurt Mel's feelings, because you're upset with Mel for what happened between y'all. And I feel like that can definitely be a 50-50 situation between Mel and Destiny, and there are things we may not really know or be privy to about their relationship. That is fine. But I have not seen Mel publicly disparage Destiny or go to Destiny's ex-husband or go to other people about, like, I have not seen Mel act in that same way. I also have seen Mel try over and over again to save Martell, to help Martell, to do things for Martell. And Martell would continuously make Mel out to be the bad guy, hurt her, disrespect her, talk crazy to her, try to make her look like the bad guy, blame her for things that he's responsible for, talk bad about her to people, and then blamed her for the reasons why he acted a fool with all of his friends. I just feel like if I put myself in Melody's shoes, I don't know if I would act much different. And if that makes me manipulative, because I don't feel like dealing with somebody when I've decided that they've made me feel a way, you can call it whatever you want to, but you ain't got to fool with me, is my point. Okay? That was not a playful argument, Ty Savage. And I want you to stop making excuses, because you do that all the time. You make a lot of excuses. Like, you're here just to comment your viewpoint. I got that. But like, don't do that. Don't tell me that that was playful for him to say that to her, because that shit was hurtful. Like, that's all. Martell is obsessed with Mel. He is. He absolutely is. But stop taking Destiny's responsibility out of it. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you could disagree with me, but do you hear the way I just explained why I feel the way I feel? Okay, then give me 50 feet about it.
Like, they're both spoiled, they're both,
because at least it makes sense.
They're both,
to me, it makes sense.
Entitled, a little arrogant. I mean, they have those similarities. Now, as far as what transpired in the marriage between, to me, bullshit. Just like with Melody, when people would say certain things about her, like, I can only take her for face value as who she is to me, and
she's never shown any of those traits.
No. So they moved me again. So you mean to tell me I got moved 3 times in a hotel and I ended up next door to you? Now, if it was a reservation, then maybe they're like,
I love Jamie right now.
Okay,
I love Jamie right now.
Well, anything is possible now, Destiny. It's possible.
Right. You're right.
I mean, I don't know why you think just because you got moved 3 times, like, that you wouldn't end up next to her. Like, I don't know what reason she would have to lie. Because at the end of the day, if I walk up to your door and I hear my name, I'm gonna stop and listen to what you're saying. And then when I, get my feel of listening, I'm gonna knock on the door. And then I'm gonna be like, these walls thin. I can hear y'all down the hallway. I was coming up here to give you my number. This the number. Like, there is something confusing about why Mel was going to Destiny's room in the first place. There's some confusion about that to me, based off what Destiny said. But either way, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I feel like it does make more sense that Mel would have just been in the room next to yours. Or maybe the producers did hear what she was saying. Like Jay Lee said, maybe the producers hooked that up and Mel heard what she said. But the bottom line is, I feel like something was said. Nobody wants to say what was said, but something was said. Mel felt the way. And I think, at the end of the day, if you're going to have a conversation about me that is negative to someone who you know doesn't like me because we have a history of arguing and fighting and calling each other names and all of that, then I need for you to understand why I am respectfully stepping away from you. Because at this point, it's starting to feel like you are more interested in having conversations with people negatively about me than you are in having a conversation with me to get over the situation. Because Mel showed us that she would reach out and Destiny didn't have time. And then when Destiny did reach out to her and she needed her, Mel showed up for her. She was just mad she didn't get invited to the slumber party. And I feel like if we talk to Mel, there will be some type of explanation for that timeline point of I was there for you, but then I didn't invite you to the party. Like I feel like there's going to be, if we talk to Mel about it, I feel like there'll be some type of explanation to make it clear to me, because there are holes in some of the things that Destiny was saying as it pertains to the things that happened on the show between she and Mel. But ultimately, I feel like Mel is feeling a way about everybody from the reunion show. Period.
Well, what was Tisha saying about the Scorpio comment?
What was
She was saying,
it?
or
I don't
that wasn't
remember
Tisha or
saying
Mel.
that.
Yeah, Mel said Tisha was like, you know how them Scorpios are, or something like that.
I don't think she ever said that. I don't remember her saying that. When we went to brunch, we talked about that, and she said to me verbatim, "I didn't think that you were talking shit about me. It was who you were talking to." And I was like, she's like, "Okay, we're talking to my enemy." Her words exactly. And I'm like, "When the girl look at me? I didn't know she was your enemy."
Child, probably during the reunion when she said.
And she said that. She said the way that she was responding to me, and I realized in that moment that we weren't good. But I didn't find out that we were at odds until filming started again. And there was a sleepover, and I wasn't invited. And it's funny because I did buy her single. I bought the skincare line, and she refunded my money back.
Yes, I was absolutely holding back my laugh right here. That's some petty ass shit. Oh, yo, Mel is Petty LaBelle for sure. Like, definitely petty queen. Okay.
I've never said that Mel was a bad friend. That never has come out of my mouth. I said I don't want to believe that she's a bad friend. But
that's an insinuation. Once again, we're playing semantics.
How she's moving is showing me different. So what I feel is Mel was a good friend to me in the time that we were connected. Right. But how you move when you have opposition with people that you were friends with speaks volumes to your character. And for me,
and at this moment, I also feel like that shade towards Mel, but I'm looking at you because I see you moving more funny style than Mel, in my opinion. Yeah, she can bring up the stuff about the businesses, but those people could have decided to not work with you just off general purposes. Just like I feel like if you were in their position, you probably would have withdrew your business from a friend of Mel's that you were only doing business with her, especially if you were in the upper hand of that situation and you didn't need the person. You would probably have felt the same way, like loyalty, because you've said that before. So I just kind of feel like at the end of the day, I don't feel, and she said she doesn't feel like Mel actively talked bad about her to people in the first place. She said that herself, And
the things that have been said and done in opposition don't scream good friend.
And people are-
so you said, okay, so I just want y'all to clock. And this is just me, we going through it. Clock. She said, I'm not saying you're not a good friend. You was a good friend to me while we were friends, but the way you have been friends with me since we've been in opposition shows me the type of person you are. Therefore, you are not a good friend. She basically did all of that to say, no, I don't feel like she's a good friend. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I feel. Like I feel like she really does feel like that. That's why I feel like when she was on stage with Tisha, she was agreeing with what Tisha was saying. Even if you're saying now that don't have anything to do with you, once again, you're just trying to be confusing with the language. But at the end of the day, you absolutely got on stage with Tisha and, co-signed what she said, because that is how you feel about, that's literally what Tisha said. She's cool with you at one point and then she leave you high and dry. Like that was basically what Tisha said, not her exact words, but that was what she said. So you didn't agree, you say you didn't agree with what she said, and then you sit and explain to us that's exactly what you felt. Like So I just kind of feel like that is where my mind, where y'all see me concentrating, is drawing this together as we're listening to her talk. And one thing about Destiny, she's very intelligent. Her and Mel have that in common. And that's why I feel like they were a good match to be like TV show BFFs. Unfortunately, we won't get that from them. And that's fine. I still like them both. But I feel like I see where Destiny is in her life versus where Mel is in her life. And I don't feel like that's because Mel is just this fucked up person. Like I don't feel like that's why. I feel like because Mel is very resourceful and intentful. And I feel like the people around her seem to gain something from being friends with her. And when that is withdrawn, that can sometimes be hard for people to deal with. And I feel like we watched Destiny have that response last season. We talked about when she had her event, and she talked to Mel several times about feeling like she needed a village and she felt like she wasn't being heard. And I asked her, what did she want from Mel? And she said, understand it. And I was like, and you feel like out of all of those conversations, you didn't get that. And see, that's a confusing thing for me. Because what do you mean you needed understanding? If you're telling me you had a conversation with somebody and they tell you that, girl, it's okay, you'll find it, because at the end of the day, that's something that comes to you. That's not something I can give you a blueprint on how to find a village. You just have to have the contact with the people around you in order to form that. And I also feel like if you didn't want childcare from her and she had already given you money and she's already putting you on a show, which this is a way for you to make money. I'm filming with you. I'm bringing you, and y'all, yes, the show produces, like, Carlos is in control. We know this. But I also feel like if Mel co-signs someone and Mel says she wants to tape with someone, that is in fact Mel helping that person. Okay? So she did all of that, but that still wasn't enough of a village for you. And so we keep having this conversation, but you can't tell me what you wanted from her, but you feel like you weren't getting it from her. And so to me, it just feels like somebody that needed something and didn't know what they needed. And Mel being in a place that she probably was in just could not give Destiny what Destiny needed as a friend in some capacity. And I don't know if I feel like that is exactly Mel's fault. If I'm looking at it from the standpoint of how people, can be in relationships. Mel isn't a good friend to me from watching the show last season. And that's up for discussion, what I'm saying, Courtney? But I feel like I just explained a lot of things that Mel did to be a good friend. And I feel like if people can say that Mel isn't a good friend, then I need for them to explain to me why Destiny is a good friend after what happened. Because you also did things while in discourse that Mel felt a way about. Just like Mel did things in discourse that you felt a way about. So when we have these conversations about how both people played a part in the breakdown, and all I hear is Mel is the problem, Mel did this, Mel did that, that sounds like a one-sided understanding of what's happening here. And then I become someone that's caping instead of y'all being anti. Okay.
Are alleging that there was infidelity in your marriage. Is there anything you want to confirm, deny, dispel, any of that, shut it down or not?
So I was married for 2 days, and it was COVID, and it wasn't no time to be in the streets and having infidelity. So the answer to that is no. There was no infidelity on my side in my marriage.
What about in the relationship?
In the relationship,
I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. I'll pat myself on the back for that one.
There's been some emotional relationships that I feel like cross some boundaries, but as far as hardcore finding anything like cheating, no. I'm gonna clarify for the people, and they better.
There was some emotional things, but nothing that you would call hardcore cheating. What is hardcore cheating? You mean sex? As if emotional cheating is not something? Okay.
Better fix it, because it's public knowledge that I have primary residency with my son.
But that would open up grounds for why LeBarrick did not trust her, and why that adds to why he was acting the way he was acting with her.
And we have joint custody as far as being fixed to be parents. And no, he gets him one day. He gets him every Thursday, and every other Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So don't be calling Destiny Black Chyna. Get that together.
We see you move differently once you were there and you had no choice but to be there, and you couldn't move differently for yourself. So I feel like,
like a Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, to be fair, to give some balance to it. When he was good to me, he was good to me, because we even had that conversation.
And when
and he
was
like,
that?
I was good to you. I said, I'll never take that away from you. You were. I know you did things for me that you would have never done for a woman.
And
like, he wasn't even cut like that.
He wasn't cut like that.
What you do to get a woman is what you have to keep doing to keep her.
Well, all right. Thank you so much for coming on. You have a good night and don't get traded. We'll be ready.
And that's that on that. And now that we said all of that, once again, I appreciate Destiny so much for coming to the Ooh Ladies First panel. And I always thrive and want to handle any of our guests with care, no matter how I feel about them on the show, because I do understand that we are watching a show, just like I want everybody to understand that they are watching a review from a person of said show. Okay, that's it. That's all. Now we're going to move on from there. If you have an issue with the fact that I talked about that, you know what you can do. You can get out. Okay, there's a next. But I just turned it on subscribers only, so we'll see how much shit talking continues in the comments. But let's go ahead and move on. Thank y'all, everybody that's told us congratulations and felt that we did a great job. I appreciate you. Everybody that showed up and just watch the interview, I appreciate you too. People that talk shit about it, people, everybody. But I would like for everybody to remember the Ooh Ladies First panel. Remember OLFP. Okay? Remember OLFP. OLFP. Ooh, ladies first. How about that? Next time, y'all be like, because Destiny did an interview with the Ooh, ladies first. The ladies first panel. The Ooh, ladies first panel. Not Bondi and them. Not Bondi and the girls. Not Bondi and the other ladies. Not Bondi and them. The Ooh, ladies first panel. Or OLFP. Respectfully, okay? Respectfully, please. If y'all are going to use our content, if y'all are going to, disseminate, information from our content, please respect everybody on our panel and at least call our panel by what it is and not just referring to it as if the girls are my background singers or some shit like that, because that's not what this is. So please, okay? Because we all have put in a lot of work to get to where we are as far as getting the interviews that we get. And, people may not think that we're that great. You know what I'm saying? People may not think that we're that successful, but we like to think that we are, and we enjoy what we do. So make sure y'all follow the Ooh Ladies First panel on Twitter, on Instagram. All right. And follow all of the ladies on their respective pages. Okay. Niecy Dixon, Jamie, that's me, Jay Lee's Corner, and me, BondyBlue. All right. So follow all of us, because we are all the Ooh Ladies First panel. And the Ooh Ladies First panel navigates from all 4 of our channels throughout the month. Okay. All right. Voluptuous Shylee, is that what it is? Thank you so much for the super chat. Love your commentary and the hashtag OLFP. Y'all did awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I really enjoyed it. And believe it or not, I was not feeling that great before we started the interview. And by the time we got to the end, I felt so much better. Like, I was very much grateful for her energy. So, regardless to what you guys thought was going on in my mind during the interview, I was very much listening and respectful of Destiny and understanding how she's feeling and seeing her point of view of things, and still recognizing that we are all human. And I recognize when humans are doing certain things. Okay. In my opinion, but that doesn't make her a bad person. I appreciated her. I really like her. I think she's beautiful. I hope she's successful in everything she says she has going on. And I really hope that she comes back. And I hope she continues to share more and we get to see more of her on the show. Because I feel like she does have a dynamic in a deep story. And I feel like she's one of those onion people. They're layers. You know what I'm saying? You got to peel back the layers. All right. We just can't peel them all back in one interview. All right. Thank you so much, DeQuasia, for the super chat. I appreciate you so much. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you. And thank you, all my mods and everybody in the room. I see Nola Reeds, Lisa's in here, Prosperity Thick Girl. I think those are the only mods that I see. But y'all know I can't really tell who's a mod when I'm in StreamYard, only when I'm in YouTube. So I can't remember right now, but I know like right now, those are the people that I see putting links in and thanking people. So thank y'all so much. Thank you, LASHAE, for the super chat, giving me life these last 30 minutes of work. Okay, I meant to come here earlier, but I had stuff to do. But thank you, girl. I had to, first of all, I was supposed to go get waxed and then my appointment ended up getting changed. So I went shopping. And honestly, I low key, like I went shopping and I got a few things. And now I feel like I want to go back and get more, but I want Lyric to be with me because I went and got some stuff. I got more stuff for me than him, and I got him some stuff, but I want to go back and get him more stuff. The H&M. The H&M had buku cute stuff, but I need for him to try some of this stuff on first because, you know, I have a big man. And H&M and them be making clothes for the little niggas. You know what I'm saying? And that's no disrespect to the little niggas. Y'all be cute. But my big nigga be needing XL. And do y'all know how long it takes to go through a rack in H&M? Small, medium, large, extra large, small, extra small. Like it's you got to dig in there. You got to be going for each one to find out which short is the extra large. You can't always tell from looking, you know. So it's a lot. But anyway, I said I have a BondyBlue show and then a call-in. So we're going to be here for at least 2 hours, it seemed like. So if y'all at work or y'all about to get off of work, bitch, I hope you got, you know, I hope you settled in. You got your earbuds in if you at work. Whatever's going on. We about to talk about some shit. And then tomorrow I'll probably break this up. Maybe not because it's the day. Maybe y'all will just watch it as is, but we'll see. Contessa from Married to Medicine sits down with Turned Out with T.S. Madison and talks about season 9 of Married to Medicine. Let's take a listen.
Into the box on it. Season 9 has wrapped.
Oh,
The blogs are saying that y'all turned out.
It's ridiculous. It's crazy. I scared myself a little bit. Like,
Was y'all on that fighting?
Was y'all on there fighting?
Fighting, girl.
What's the definition of fighting?
Throwing hands, raising.
Do they have to make a connection in order to?
Ooh.
If you throw them, but I don't know. I mean,
they was fighting, y'all.
They was fighting, y'all.
They was fighting.
So let me
They
tell
was
you,
fighting.
this is the problem with.
Was any weed snacks?
Not, I mean, no.
Weed?
Not mine.
I want. Listen,
not
I don't wear
mine.
not
weed.
hers.
Mine. I'm
Okay.
just. I mean.
you don't want it from her.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, so
You don't want
this
it
is
from-
the
you don't want
this
it from
is another
Tessa.
thing that is a challenge, and I can see how people will be
You don't want it
resistant
from
to be on
Tessa?
reality television. We all have our, strive to be Claire Huxtable. It's
You
real
do.
possible that we all come from where we came from. We all have our childhood trauma, our triggers.
Okay, we all came
And
from
we
the
get
hood. We
triggered,
all kick
and
ass.
no matter what you say, no matter what you try to do, you get to a place where you're like,
You
"I'm
know,
just
you lose
like,
your
what
shit.
did
You know, I was just talking.
did you
I
just
had lost my
stab
shit,
me?
y'all. I lost
And so
my
you
shit
just can't help but
at
to
a family
respond.
function and the shit.
And that's, I think, what happened.
I
this year
understand.
because of
I was
COVID.
drinking.
I know everybody blame everything on COVID, and it's a good excuse. You won't. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, so this is another thing that is a challenge, and I can see how people will be resistant to be on reality television. We all have.
Okay, so let me just say this about that. Okay, y'all know I review Married to Medicine. Y'all know I have a relationship with Miss Dr. Heavenly. Okay, Dr. Heavenly. You want me to? I made sure I said Dr. Heavenly this time instead of Miss. But really it's me trying to be respectful because the ladies are elders. I like the Married to Medicine ladies, and I'm excited for their season. I am. I think it's gonna be good, girl. Who do y'all think Tessa got into it with? Who y'all think Tessa got into it with, y'all? Y'all let me know down in the comments. Do you think it was Simone? Do you think it was Toya? Do you think it was Jackie? It wasn't Jackie, child. Do you think it was Heavenly? Do you think it was Quad? I think it could be Toya, it could be Quad, it could be Heavenly. I think that it could be yeah, well it won't be the new girl because why am Anila? It won't be Anila. We interviewed Anila. Anila's very sweet. It won't be Anila. Because Anila learned last time, don't get to getting strong armed by Contessa now. Okay, don't get strong armed by the Contessa. Okay, military, tall, thick, in shape. Beat your ass. Beat your ass. Do you hear me? Scott is staying in shape so that she don't beat his ass. Okay, do you hear me? That's the only reason that Dr. Scott is still in shape. It's not only because he wants to look good. It is also so Contessa won't be able to kick his ass. Because as soon as you start getting heavy in the gut and losing your shoulder strength, she gonna come up behind you and kick your ass. Like y'all get in a fight, this might turn into an abusive relationship in a way nobody could have ever thought. Okay. But yes. Y'all think it's either Toya, Heavenly, or Quiet. Okay. That's what I think. That's the three. I know who it is. I know who it is. I ain't gonna spell no T though. I ain't gonna spell no T. 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 I'm not. But I know who it is though, girl. But I'm gonna let it all play out and then we're gonna talk about it. And we're gonna talk about it. Heard me. Okay, listen. I might sneak it to y'all in a Discord. I just might. Okay, I just might sneak it to you in the Discord. But we're gonna move on from there. Y'all make sure y'all do me a favor. Okay, so y'all, I do not know what's going on with the Jasmine brand website, but every time I try to go on the Jasmine brand website, it be, sending me other places. It be sending me other places and talking about I need to get malware and shit. So I be like, okay, I can't come back here. So that's why everything is happening through Instagram, girl. But let's go ahead and scoot on into the next topic. And that would be Nene leaks. Okay, there's more Nene leaks to discuss. Okay, I feel like this is an ongoing situation with her filing suit against Bravo. Okay, so Nene leaks is calling out Real Housewives of Atlanta executive producer Andy Cohen again. I'm saying again, for allegedly blackballing her in the industry after she spoke out about the alleged racism on set of Housewives of Atlanta. According to documents obtained by Radar Online, the suit claims that Nene was in talks to start a new show on Sirius XM Radio, but she said they interfered with and sabotaged this effort. Nene said Andy spoke about her behind her back. Cohen has admitted that he told Sirius XM that Mrs. Leaks would demand a lot of money for any role on a radio show. As we previously reported, Leaks is suing Andy Cohen and Real Housewives of Atlanta producers for racism on set. Then, and we're going to talk about it all, okay? Nene Leaks is reportedly accusing producers over at Bravo of making it seem as if she had assaulted a then pregnant Portia Williams while taping her bi-wig party in an episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, which aired in March 2019. As previously revealed, the TV personality is suing Andy Cohen, NBC Universal, Bravo, and True Entertainment, and Truly Original for fostering and stirring a hostile and racist work environment. According to court documents, once again obtained by Radar Online, Nene said she had just found out that her dearly departed husband, Greg Leaks, was diagnosed with cancer less than a day before the closet scene would be taped, which was around September or October 2018. When the episode aired, the 54-year-old contends that her outrage at Portia and co-star Candy Burris for going into her closet without her permission was made to seem like she was being aggressive. Nene was seen grabbing a camera operator by his shirt and preventing him from entering the closet to continue recording Candy and Portia before Nene instructed everyone to get out. The cameraman was a large, strong man who knew Mrs. Leakes. He was not worried or scared of her. She then angrily told her fellow housewives to get out of her closet. Exchanges like this are commonplace on the show. Indeed, far worse often happens, her legal team wrote in the suit. This included the false insinuation or claim that Mrs. Leakes had physically assaulted Portia Williams, who was pregnant at the time. She vehemently denies ever getting physical with Portia, despite how many things may have been edited on the show. Okay, so let's talk about it. First of all, when it comes to the first story about Andy fucking up her Sirius XM deal, I believe it. I absolutely believe it. I don't think it's fair, but I also feel like this is why you don't go around talking cash money shit until you can afford to. And that's why I feel like this is just Nene. I wish I could fight for you. I really do. But I feel like a lot of this was you digging your own grave. And a lot of the racial issues that happened at Bravo absolutely happened, but you were fine with it when you were collecting a check. And it wasn't until they no longer wanted to give you a check that you had so much of an issue that now you want to file a lawsuit. And honestly, I don't begrudge you that, because I know what it's like to go through those types of environments. And you do all of the stuff you do and they decide to give you their ass to kiss. But I feel like you gave them your ass to kiss first. Okay, I really do. And I feel like you not only sullied your relationship with Bravo and the producers over there, you have sullied your relationship with the other housewives. You sullied your relationship with other celebrities. You have had the same attitude about everything with everybody. And there's a lack of accountability there. And I feel like if you were actually not the bad guy in most of these situations, Nene, then you would have someone to call for help right now. But you don't. You really don't. And I mean, I don't see anybody coming to her defense. I don't see anybody trying to give her a job right now, with the exception of her doing the show on Zeus Network with Ray J and them, right? Isn't that Zeus? Is it Zeus or is it somewhere? No, it's somewhere else. It's a BET Plus situation. Cool. Glad somebody's giving you a job. But I still feel like Nene burned all of her bridges. And as far as her attacking Portia, I feel like we didn't know what happened in that closet, and Nene was aggressive, and Nene was being volatile. She was overreacting, and I do understand that Greg, might have had his re-diagnosis of cancer at the time. She may have been stressed out behind it, but I think we all felt like Nene repeatedly used Greg's cancer as a reason to excuse her volatile, disrespectful behavior over a few of her last seasons on the show. Maybe like her last 2 or 3 seasons on the show. I feel like it was just, last 2 seasons, probably more so than 3. But I don't think that's an excuse, because I think that you have went on to continue the same energy. And I don't understand why losing so much has not changed your attitude or your mindset about your situation. I do understand that she has every right to file these lawsuits against Bravo. And I don't even begrudge her that. I'm not arguing her that fact. All I'm saying is that I don't see a change in her behavior. And I feel like the reason why she is in this predicament in the first place is because of her lack of accountability, her volatile behavior, her giving everybody her ass to kiss, her feeling like, she can treat people like shit and they just have to deal with it. And she did that a lot to a lot of different people. So I just kind of feel like at the end of the day, you made your bed and you're mad that you're being forced to lie in it. And if you don't want to lie in the bed that you've made, then get another bed. That means get a new attitude, get a new mindset about what you're doing. Stop trying to fight Bravo. and try to make something, create something of your own from a genuine space. And then sell it to the people that support you. Because there are people that do support her. She has stands all over the place. So I wish she would get over it, you know? I saw that Monique did say that she supported Nene and that Nene absolutely, you know, has a leg to stand on with the things that she said as it pertains to Bravo. And like I said, I don't discount any of that. I really don't. I feel like I don't know what happened, but I do feel like, once again, Nene's volatile behavior during that scene added to why people would believe she did something to Portia. If she was not as volatile as she was in that moment, then people may not have thought that. If Nene was like, come on, y'all, would y'all just get out of, I know y'all want this, but I don't want y'all in here. So can y'all please get out? Instead of pulling on the, you know, the photographer and ripping his shirt and all of that, you know what I'm saying? You cannot think she overreacted. I feel like her pulling people's clothes and flipping out the way she did, I absolutely feel like that was an overreaction. I do. I feel like there was a way that she could have done that without physically touching anybody, and therefore no one would have thought that you put your hands on Portia if you didn't also put your hands on the photographer. And it doesn't matter that he wasn't scared of you. Like, it doesn't matter that he wasn't scared of you. What matters is that you decided that you were going to physically stop him from filming in your room when you already have these people all up and through your damn house filming. Like, y'all can say what y'all want to. She overreacted to me. Okay? Her attitude is what is killing her. I mean, like, hello? It's her attitude. And the more y'all say shit like she didn't overreact and all of this bullshit, the more you embolden the attitude, because she feels like it was justified instead of feeling like there's a change that needs to happen within herself. But okay, continue to go after Bravo. I hope it works out for her. I really genuinely do. Because please don't think that I support the corporations that, you know, fuck over the people that they soak dry for their personalities, their lives, their talents. The fact that the girls on Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14 had to pay for their own promo, had to pay for their own looks to get their just due, it's obviously a sign that y'all don't value them the way y'all value the White Housewives franchises. That's what it feels like to the public. Maybe we're wrong. But for the girls as a cast to put money into a photo shoot, into a promo shoot for a show that they do not own, that is a problem. It's the girl's image. So I see why they felt the need to do it. But it's a problem for me that your highest rated show doesn't have the respect that they deserve. And it feels like it's because they're Black women. Because if Beverly Hills had these numbers, if Beverly Hills had this longevity, if Beverly Hills had this fandom, they would have gotten the red carpet rolled out for them at every photo shoot, at every promo. And we know that because they already have a better situation in Real Housewives of Atlanta without the same fandom. And don't get me wrong, and I'm comparing it to Beverly Hills on purpose because that is their second highest rated show. And I still feel like that show is not as big as Real Housewives of Atlanta. I still don't feel like the fandom for that show is crazy and huge as the fandom for Real Housewives of Atlanta has been over the years. Period, point blank. Don't care to argue about it. What else is going on? Shout out to Cynthia. Okay, let's move on to Miss Juicy Baby. Y'all, I saw this story last night when we were doing the Ooh Ladies First panel, that Miss Juicy was in a coma, and they finally released a statement on her condition. She is stabilized in ICU. They said at this time, Miss Juicy is stabilized in the ICU. The family is thankful for all the prayers and are asking for you to respect their privacy at this time. Excuse me. Please continue to keep Miss Juicy in your prayers. We will keep you updated with any changes. So yeah, they still are not saying whether it was a stroke or not, but it is possible that it was a stroke. So I am praying. I hope everyone else is praying for Miss Juicy. I hope that she gets past this. It's so sad. You know, it just seems like we're losing so many people so quickly. But let's go ahead and move on to more troublesome things. So Joe Budden decided he wanted to get his ass on his podcast and say this.
Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco's ex-wife. Mm-hmm. He's in a whole new relationship. He's married. He's whatever he is, he's happy. Mm-hmm. They happy, she's happy. For years, anytime his name came up, she popped up. It had nothing to do with her, but she popped up and said, hey, he did this. It didn't matter the rehabilitation he'd done. It didn't matter the changes that he's made, the apologies, both public and private. Yo, dog, for the next 7, 8, 9, 10 years, every time I do something positive, you're going to pop up with this victim story. And you are the victim. So
don't call it this victim story.
Take that away.
You are taking that away.
But that's bullying.
That's not bullying. Okay, so here's the thing people don't like to admit. And this is why people don't like me. Because this is the truth that I'm going to tell you. And you can perceive it however you want to, because people like to argue the truth is an opinion, because they've given y'all alternative facts and all of this bullshit. But at the end of the day, the rule is if you don't want to forever have to be reminded about shooting someone, don't shoot them. Because Megan is going to have to deal with that trauma for the rest of her life that she got shot. Just like the women that Joseph allegedly abused are going to have to deal with the fact that they were in an abusive relationship with a man that is so prevalent in the media. They're going to have to deal with that. I honestly do not even recall Evelyn bashing Chad. I feel like Evelyn made excuses for Chad. I feel like they rushed to make up and get past the situation. I feel like now they have publicly said that they are cool. We have not seen Chad do anything else, so we have no reason to bring that up. I don't even know what he's talking about. Chad has been able to go on and be very successful. Chad has a lot of money. Chad is doing just fucking fine. So why are you acting like someone being reminded that Chad punched his wife in the, headbutted his wife while they were in an argument? He has been able to move on from that. He didn't do jail time. It didn't really tarnish his career. Like I said, Chad is filthy. Chad is still in good health. Chad is still able to acquire other women that are his preference and have more children and continues to be successful. So I'm really confused about what the Joe Budden is talking about right now. Now, if you want to talk about Meg Thee Stallion and you want to talk about Tory Lanez, I'm going to say it again. Nah, Bondi, a few months ago, she did bring up the headbutting under a Hollywood Unlocked post after they posted him about the work he did. Where's the post? Send me the post, please. I want to see it. I want to see it. And I wonder if something happened where she's feeling away. He said we were discussing reactive abuse, not seemingly comparing situations. You did compare the situations. Prayers to everyone involved. And then she said you should have used yourself as an example and kept us out of it. Fuck out of here. And I agree. She should have used, he should have used himself, because he has been an abuser himself. Okay. From what we understand from the words of the women that have been in relationships with him. But I did not see this. I did not see this. My understanding of their situation was always like she was trying to hurry up and make excuses for him. And honestly, like she wanted to get back with him at some point. So I don't know if I feel like that. And I'm also going to say that her in the comments, he headbutted her. He headbutted her and bust her shit. That was somebody she was in a relationship with. That's domestic violence. That's abuse. So that was a traumatic experience. So if that lady feels the need to say anything, why exactly does Joe Budden feel like she shouldn't be able to, if that's what she experienced? And when she sees him, that's what she's reminded of. Even if that's the case. That's not the case. But at the end of the day, like I said, if you don't want to constantly have to be reminded of doing something terrible, don't do something terrible maybe. I don't know. His football career was done. It didn't stop his football career. He was already old by the time that shit happened. Stop it. Stop it. Please stop. And Chad always had issues. It wasn't even just the Evelyn situation. Chad had his own issues. Like I said, when the nigga dead broke on a corner and not still having successful businesses and having relationships and doing well and being on other reality shows and having children, miss me with that. Miss me with that. Y'all are so ready to create a victim in the man that headbutted his wife because she found out he was cheating on her. Pump your brakes a bit. I don't like Evelyn, but at the end of the day, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to act like that sounds okay. We're not going to act like that's okay, because I'm just not going to do that with y'all. I'm not going to do that with y'all. Y'all can go find somebody else to do that bullshit with y'all, but Bondi not going to do that bullshit with y'all. Either way, I just said that Chad is sexy. I just said that shit. Okay? I shouldn't be saying that about Chad, knowing the shit that Chad has been. But Chad has since then not done that to anybody else so that we know. So we can assume that this may have been an isolated incident. Nobody else was really bringing it up like that. The person he did it to brought it up. And if that's the case, like I said, that's her prerogative. That's not abuse. That's not abuse. You're not going to call it bullying. You're not going to use buzzwords to victimize people who don't like being held accountable for long periods of time for doing shit that they shouldn't have done. And to me, my main problem with what he was saying is that he was comparing it to Meg and Tory. I'm sorry. Do you want me to feel bad if somebody reminds Tory of what he did after y'all said that he didn't do it? So now the conversation went from she's lying to now he's going to be bullied from now on because of a mistake he made. So it went from it's not, we went from it's not real, it didn't happen, to now, oh, now everybody's going to bully him behind what he did. Do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? Didn't he think talking about this brings it back to the forefront? When nobody thinking about Chad until Joe Budden brought it back. Hello? Joe Budden has been talking about a plethora of things, and nobody was talking about Chad. Nobody was talking about Chad. Chad just was on a reality show with his new woman, and it was brought up slightly. And the lady said he's never shown that with me. And we said, okay, well, I guess that was an isolated incident with Chad, and we just gonna leave it at that. I ain't gotta fuck him. What we gonna talk about? But see, this is more so about you protecting yourself, huh, Joe? This is more so about people not reminding you of the things you've done, huh, Joe? I personally feel like as a grown adult, if you don't want to have to deal with the consequences of terrible things like shooting a woman or headbutting one, and people feeling a way about that, how about you control yourself, remove yourself from those situations? Don't do it. You're not going to get me to feel sorry for you because there are long-lasting repercussions to doing extremely fucked up things to the women you are in relationship with. Sorry. I'm so sorry for you. I'm so sorry for you. Not fucking sorry. Not sorry. The fuck out of here with that shit. Sitting up here talking about, oh, he's going to be bullied because he shot her. What? Actually, it did end his football career, some endorsement deals, even though he brought it on himself. Like I said, I feel like Chad had been going through shit for a minute in his career. He was getting old anyway. And once again, he headbutted her. So that should have caused issue. They're not supposed to be beating or hitting on the women they're in relationships with. It's actually a clause in their contracts about that shit. They may not always consider it domestic violence. They clean it up sometimes depending on how valuable the player is. But when somebody is already on their last leg, they don't cover it up. They don't let it go. They say he wasn't, he had too much going on anyway. Let him go. It wasn't it also? No, it wasn't accidental. I don't think it was accidental at all. I think he reached back and thought on her. I think they might have been in a blend because she found condoms in his car. They got into it and he locked on her ass. Nah, you don't get no head but like she had on her head by accident. No. Chad Ochocinco. We're talking about Chad Ochocinco. But yes, Joe Budden is an abuser himself, which is why, like Evelyn said, he should have been talking about his damn self. I still feel like if a man is able to move on from a situation that he caused and still continue to make money, still continue to find a woman to have children with, to get engaged to, so he has not lost his value as it pertains to women. He has really not lost his value financially because he was smart about his money and now has been able to move on quietly and still be successful. So no, you're not going to get me to feel like Chad Ochocinco was bullied because of what he did to Evelyn Lozada. No. Now, if Evelyn Lozada shows up in comments talking shit, she's the one that got headbutted. That's not bullying. That's the person that you did something to not being over it yet. That's the person you did something to still feeling a way about whatever happened. And guess what? That's their prerogative because you did it to them. Sorry. Child, Joe Budden then, girl, don't even make me. Another day, another time, we'll pull up the stats on Joe Budden. But it's a few girlfriends, not just Tahiri. It's a few girlfriends. And one of them did say this. Yes, one of them did say that he did something and it caused her to lose her child. Yes. Exactly. This is what that is about. There are a whole bunch of abusive men in the media, in hip hop, that like to protect the sanctity of their depravity. And whenever somebody, whenever there's a situation like this, they have to come to the defense of the person that is in the wrong, especially if it's a black man, he's an abuser. You have to come to his defense because you're defending yourself. Like that's how they see it. That's why they do it. Thank you so much. Oh no, that's Mo for the super chat. Joe needs to stop. We didn't forget about Esther Baxter. Thank you. Yeah, he is still successful. Joe needs to stop. And see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You didn't get ostracized from society. You didn't go to jail. You didn't lose all of your opportunities because Esther Baxter lost her baby when you allegedly were physical with her. Esther Baxter has said this many times. You can Google it. But yeah, held her down, sat on her stomach when she was pregnant. That's what somebody said. Yeah. I remember it was terrible. And the one Caitlyn he was with on the reality show. And you know what he'll say? He'll blame his drug use for it. Allegedly. He'll blame his drug use for it. So why are you now in conversation and in the job that you have as a podcaster in the media? Why are you getting online to vocally support other abusers if you were only abusing someone because of drugs and now you're clean? If that was the past, why are you now in the present caping for a man, a little man, that allegedly shot a woman? And I'm only saying allegedly for legal reasons. I don't even know why I'm saying allegedly at this point. Tell me a different story. Tell me an alternative story that makes sense. Somebody. But I don't even want to get into that because I'm tired of talking about that. Now, when we do the call-in, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, don't bring up don't bring up Meg. Don't bring up Tori. I don't want to talk about that. I feel how I feel. Nobody's gonna change my mind. I will hang up on you. Talk about anything else. Don't come on here about that. Because to me, it is what it is. Thandie Newton sends love to Salma Hayek after departing Magic Mike 3 over an alleged on-set quarrel. Really? I don't even care enough to read this story, but I'm going to read it. Thandie Newton appears to have no bad feelings about fellow actress Salma Hayek replacing her in the upcoming film Magic Mike's Last Dance. Several conflicting reports have claimed that the 49-year-old was fired following a heated argument with Channing Tatum over Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars last month. Another source via Page Six claimed Thandie had been battling emotional and family problems, which was why she had allegedly been acting strange and was ultimately ousted, saying it became clear she couldn't play the role. Whatever the case may be, Thandie seems to have remained in good spirits after taking to her Instagram story on Monday to throw some love and support behind Salma, who filled in for the actress following her abrupt departure. Thandie gushed about Salma's performance in the film Beatrice at dinner. Beatrice at dinner. Well, I'm gonna have to look that up. When she added the caption, "For me, no finer performance, no finer film about the real questions we need to be asking. I love you, Salma Hayek." After the Mission Impossible 2-star left the production of Magic Mike's third installment while filming commenced in London, it was revealed she had also split from her husband, Ole Parker, after 24 years of marriage. The pair tied the knot back in 1998 and shared 3 kids together: Ripley, Nico, and Booker. There is a lot going on in her personal life. She and her husband have separated, an insider explained. She seemed so stressed. She even brought her 2 pet rabbits to her hotel for emotional support. So I Hollywood Unlocked has to do better when it comes to titling their stories. This is not about Salma Hayek and Magic Mike. Not really. Like, it's about Magic Mike, but it's more so about the fact that Thandie Newton is unraveling. And I think that's the reason why I saved this story, because normally I probably would have passed over this story, but I remember the last story that she had was when she was talking about how she felt as a biracial woman in Hollywood, a light-complected Black woman in Hollywood, and how she feels as if she's been blamed for the way Black and brown skin and dark brown skin women have been treated in the industry. She feels like she's been blamed in some way and it's not her fault, and all of that shit. And her mother's dark, just a lot of the things that she was saying and the way she was crying. I was just like, yeah, this is on some other shit. This is not like a genuine moment about what she's talking about. Something else is going on. So I never really talked about it. And now this story, and when I string it all together, it feels like Thandie has been unraveling for a while now, and I don't know what's going on. It seems like a lot of things all at once. We as people, as we get older, things change in life. We go through different ups and downs and all of that type of shit. So I feel like ultimately shit is stressful right now. And the thing about the Will Smith smack is that as much as it may have caused discourse amongst people and it was very upsetting, I think it was an example of how everybody is losing their fucking minds right now. We are just, we're still in a pandemic. We're trying to come out of it, but things are very unsteady in the world right now. It feels scary. It feels like at any moment you don't know what the fuck could possibly happen, even though you still have to go along with life in some routine, in some routine way and hope for the best. But it's a very volatile and scary place to be in for a lot of people. And I think emotionally and mentally, we are all crumbling a little bit under the pressure of what the overall world feels like. And I think people that already have issues, it's even harder for them to maintain their sanity under the global and overall energy of the uncertainty of the world that we are currently living in. And I feel like even 5 years ago, we felt more content. 7, 10, 15, even me dealing with Katrina felt like a us thing, not a world thing. And there was some safety in that. But this was a world thing. And when the world is in turmoil, it feels like there's nowhere to escape that turmoil. And if there's nowhere to escape that turmoil, then what's next? And I think the what's next is scary for people because we have no idea what that could possibly be. So I think that this is more so a depiction of when people really be going through shit in real life, but they're an actress and they're in the public eye. So we're going to look at their issues through some type of, movie glass where we're close up to it and we can oogle and ogle and think that it's entertaining, but ultimately it's no different than what we go through on an everyday basis when we're trying to keep our head above water, making a way when we can, okay? Trying to make good times out of very uncertain, scary, and volatile energetically, like it's just hella volatile. Hella volatile. So yeah, y'all. Yes, even Andrew Garfield from Spider-Man is stepping away for a minute. Am I the only one that used to confuse Sandy for Zoe? It's funny. I don't know about you, the only one, but I never did because I recognized them both from two different things. Like my first recognition of Zoe is from Center Stage. So I always see her from Center Stage. And then with Thandie, I always see Thandie from Beloved. And child, once you see Thandie from Beloved, there's no confusing her with anybody. But that one light-skinned lady, I forgot her name, that played on Sparkle. And that also, no, you know what? Yeah, it's her that played on Sparkle. She reminds me of Thandie. Them two. That's a little mix up for me sometimes. Carmen, yes. No, but Thandie and Carmen, yes. Like I don't know what that's about. But like I used to get them. You gotta. Oh, all right. You gotta look twice. Okay, listen. I know who, but I gotta look. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. What else is going on in the news that I wanted to talk about? Oh,
let me ask you this.
Ask.
I'm curious, and
Go
it's
ahead,
funny.
Carlos.
It just came to my head.
Ask.
Let's just say what it is, because she went on record saying this. Candy said that she doesn't want Phaedra on the show while she's on because of what happened season 9, and that if Bravo wants Phaedra on, then that's fine. She'll bow out gracefully. You've been on the show with people you don't get along with, people where you guys both threw shade and all this other stuff. Now, granted, what Phaedra did allegedly is obviously worse than anything you guys have experienced. But with that being said, do you think it's fair that one person may have that much control on someone coming back on the show?
No, I don't. And I actually invited Phaedra to the fashion show too. And one of the things she said, she's like, well, is Candy going to be there? My thing is, like you said, I've been on this show many times, many years with people I did not get along with. I have been in situations that I was uncomfortable with. I have talked about heavy things that I have gone on in my life. We are here to do a reality show. And as much as I love Candy, I feel like at the end of the day, they should, or she should understand that this is for the show. We can't be, oh, I don't want to talk about that. It's not cool. So we can't do it. It's for the betterment of the show. We all have been in uncomfortable and talked about shit that we don't want to talk about. Oh.
Let me ask you this. I'm curious, and it's funny. It just came to my head.
Child, let's talk about it. Okay. Yes, we have already talked about Juicy. Is Candy really controlling something though? Because she isn't demanding anything. She is simply saying, it's just, yeah, this is my girl Roxanne. Y'all see Jamie up there. But yes, my girl Roxanne. Do y'all follow Roxanne? Follow Roxanne. She is simply saying, I will let her have the show and I'm out. If Bravo felt Phaedra is a bigger draw, they let Candy go on her way. It's on Bravo. They know where the bread is buttered. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and like that she said that because I agree with that. Ultimately, I feel like I understand that y'all want Candy to acquiesce, but y'all know how Candy is. Candy come from Mama Joyce and them. And girl, Mama Joyce and them don't do that. They don't acquiesce. They don't like you. That's what it is. Okay. They don't want to deal with you. You stab them in the back. That's what it is. Okay. So ultimately, even though as a viewer, I honestly would love to see that reconciliation happen on the show. But I also feel like there is no reconciliation, meaning they're not going to be friends moving forward. I feel like enough has been shown, from both of them that they know it ain't about to be nothing more. Hold up, y'all. Sorry, y'all. I was muted, didn't know. My bad, girl. Okay. But yes, let's get back to Sheree and Candy and them. So ultimately, I do not feel like Candy should be forced to film with Phaedra if she doesn't want to. I do understand where everybody feels like it would be good for the show if Candy were to allow this to happen. I agree. But I also feel like it's not necessarily needed because ultimately Phaedra did a lot to prove to Candy that they can't be friends moving forward. And I think that Phaedra would never really want to be friends with Candy. She would only want to reconcile to come back on the show. And honestly, if I were Candy and someone had done so much, like had used another person to make me look so bad because they were upset with me because I did not stop being friends with their ex-husband when they got divorced. And this is so similar to the situation on Love and Marriage Huntsville, right? It's very similar. However, Candy did not do or say anything against Phaedra as it pertains to Apollo. Apollo and Todd were still friends, okay? And I feel, how did she violate? How did Candy violate Phaedra? Oh, you mean Phaedra violated Candy? I feel like Phaedra violated Candy, but I feel like Phaedra violated Candy because she felt like Candy didn't stop being friends or didn't stop being cool with Apollo. So instead of doing what Melody did, which was pulling herself away and deciding not to be friends with Candy and leaving it at that, she decided to whisper in Portia's dumbass ear that Candy wanted to take advantage of her. And so then Portia turns around knowing that that shit wasn't true and threw that at Candy in an argument when Candy threw it out there that bitch, you was trying to eat my, so what you talking about? Don't throw it, don't, and see, that's the thing. People who not smart enough to do this back and forth. If you don't want your tea spilled, don't take it to a certain level. That's how this goes. If you know that you tried to eat Candy's rum punch cookie, okay? If you tried to do that, all right, you can't turn around and call her a lesbian and all of that shit that you was doing. So to me, Portia, you made Candy pull that card out of her pocket on you, and then you turned around and said that shit that Phaedra told you. So I'm just looking at Phaedra like you're vindictive and you're evil. And I don't want to be your friend ever again in life. And I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be in a friend circle with you because I can't trust you to the degree that you would set me up in a way to look like that. You said that's not why? Okay. Whatever it is, I feel like none of what Candy did, letting Apollo keep shit at their house, none of that was enough to validate what she did to Candy. Yes, y'all, rum punch cookie. Okay. Right. Phaedra has never acknowledged, apologized. Even at the reunion show, she sat there dead ass with no remorse, no emotion, and was just kind of like, yeah, I did it. And what? Fuck Candy. That was her energy. So after all of that, if I was Candy and I know how Candy is, I would never forget that shit, let alone forgive it. And I would damn sure never share a bag with a bitch again. If I could control it, I'm not sharing a bag with a bitch. I have to worry about that type of shit from. No. Thank you, Felicia B, for the super chat. I feel like when Sheree said it's reality TV was supposed to change something, but she's correct. It's reality. And in reality, I'm not fucking with her. So that's the point. The point is valid. So yeah. Thank you, Jessica G, for the super chat. What Phaedra did was grimy, and if I was Candy, I would never be cool with her. Not only did she lie, she sat back all season while Portia was running her ditzy mouth. Yup, y'all remember that? It was very upsetting. Thank you, Margaret, for the super sticker. I appreciate you so very, very much. Okay. But yes, like at the end of the day, Phaedra was just very mean and vindictive about the way she handled Candy. And I don't feel like Candy was ever coming from that place. Whenever she did anything, I don't feel like she was ever coming to that place, coming from a vindictive or evil place towards Phaedra. And I feel like Phaedra absolutely took that with her. So I feel like they need to leave this alone. Leave it alone. If y'all want Candy on the show, leave this the fuck alone. Let's move on. So Kim Kardashian cries after Kanye West gives her recovered sex tape footage he secured from Ray J. Things got emotional during this week's episode of The Kardashians when Kanye West surprised Kim Kardashian with the remaining footage of her infamous sex tape.
Just get here? I thought you were already here.
Okay.
In New York.
Okay, child, I can't do this with
God.
y'all because you know how y'all be over there at Bravo, child. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let that go like that. Ray J said that that's not true. Ray J said, "Why y'all lying on me? I may have hit it first, but I ain't had no more tape." Didn't Whack 100 say that he had? No, Whack 100 supposedly has that tape on Nipsey Hussle, I think. Child, listen, I listen. I feel like I want everybody to leave everybody's sex tapes what it was, okay? Child, that shit they said about Nipsey Hussle, I was just like, oh Lord, clutch pearls, Jesus, it's too much. Let's move on. Comedian, but as it pertains to Kanye West gifting her that, y'all, it's all stunts and shows. I don't have any energy for the Kardashians or that Black China shit. Like I know, like I see Tisa has been doing breakdowns about it, and when I tell y'all, I be trying to care, and I just don't. I don't begrudge either one of them. I'm not mad at. Hold up, let's. Where is it at? Before I actually start giving my opinion, let me. I'm about to say, I know I have to have one in here about them somewhere. Somewhere, Jesus. Okay. So to kill a Kardashian, Kris Jenner said she thought Blac Chyna was going to kill Rob Kardashian after jokingly pointing a blicky to his head. Okay. So I think we can all agree that Blac Chyna, Angela, is a hood rat that got famous because the time that she was a stripper, the rappers were heavily in the strip club and they helped make her famous. On top of the fact that she was, a great stripper at the time, from what I understand. And then she was one of the first people to grow her ass through ass shots. And, she's always been attractive and she has a mouthpiece on her. And I think her mom put her in a situation to be a hustler because I think that Tokyo Toni has probably been the most abusive mother that most can have. Whack was the one that said there was another tape. Okay, got it. I think Ray J's lying. I think there was another tape. But back to Blac Chyna and the Kardashians right quick, right fast. Because I just want to give my opinion on this because the truth of the matter is I don't care. This is rich people problems. I feel like Blac Chyna is everything they say about her. Like, no arguing. She absolutely probably beat the shit out of y'all's son. Allegedly. She probably did. She probably did say, call him a fat boy and point a gun to all of that shit. Y'all, I do not disagree. I watched Chyna's show on Zeus Network. And I know who Tokyo Toni is. And I know girls like her who were raised like, you know, by women like Tokyo Toni. I'm from New Orleans. I know a lot of like old drug addict, ignorant ass, loud, obnoxious, you know, I want to hang on my daughter because I wasn't there and I'm low-key jealous of her. So I'm, you know, constantly emotionally abusing her and antagonizing her. And now she's volatile and crazy like I was, but I need her and I love her, then I hate her. And so now she's a person that can't control her emotions and goes back and forth to, you know, substance abuse and fucked up relationships and trying to be focused on being a boss bitch, but never really getting it exactly right because you constantly in a space of going back to hustling and playing trick games and shit. Yeah, I see Chyna. I see Chyna. I feel like I do. But I also see the Kardashians. Yeah, you were protecting your son. Yeah, you should have been trying to get that terrible ass show taken off the air. Cause when I saw that shit, I was like, this is messy. Shout out to Jamie. But this shit also is terrible. And I would not watch this every week because this is like crazy to watch them screaming and howling and fighting each other all day, every day. Those types of relationships can lead to death. So at the end of the day, that's not something that I would have wanted to continue to watch over and over again, regardless. However, I do feel like y'all took food off her plate in more than one way. And I also feel like if she legally can afford to sue y'all and she has a leg to stand on and she can get some money from y'all, seeing as though y'all stood on her to get where y'all are, Kardashian women, as far as being in the Black community, you may be on your way out of the Black community, but when you were on your come up, you absolutely use people like Angela to get up there. So I do understand Kris Jenner protecting her kids. I understand Angela going for what she can get based off of who she is. And I don't begrudge her. I hope she can get what she can get out of them because they already got what they could get out of her. Doesn't change any of the facts that Chyna is abusive. Doesn't change any of the facts that that relationship was on some bullshit. He was trying to make his family mad. She was trying to make his family mad. And so they came together and made the fucking family mad and had a child and a show and an abusive relationship. And finally his mama and sister said, I think the fuck not, and had the clout and the power to make it happen. And now Angela has the money and the hustle and the wherewithal to try to get her paper off of y'all after so many things have happened. I hope it works out in her favor. I don't think, we never gonna get that show back, but I hope she can get a bag from them for sure. Because I feel like they stood on her back and they have stood on a lot of Black women's backs. And for that fact, I'm not mad at Kris Jenner for doing what she did, but I also feel like I said, you took food out of her mouth in more than one way. And if she can get food out of yours, then I would feel like that would be her just due. Regardless. Everybody's trash. In my opinion. Okay. So moving on back, Gerard Carmichael.
With no money and not didn't make it very far from the projects to the first house to the house that she got married in, and like she needed God for every step of her life. And she didn't account for a gay son. She doesn't really know what to do with it. I can feel her being lost. I want to work with her. But talking to her and not acknowledging that part of myself causes a reverberating effect of self-hate that I can't afford right now.
Yeah.
So I added distance.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I think it's important.
You added distance. In other words, this woman who you were so close to.
My mom used to talk every day. She used to,
and she didn't realize she had a gay son.
Sing like Aretha, say a little prayer before shows. If she can, or shows, if she knows doing a show, she would just sing, just say a little prayer for you, like kind of songs.
Yeah,
we talk every day, and we don't anymore because I don't want the conversation to be fake. I don't want to have. I'm also trying to eliminate that from my life as I try and eliminate it from my work and just be truthful for shows.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Shout out to Gerard Carmichael. I think that's sad. I think the way I think the way people think about religion in general is sad. Because I feel like I don't know what you're gaining by the way you think about religion if you allow for it to put a wedge between you and your son. I don't know, especially a son that loves you and is harming no one, and is a son that he's always been, he's just being truthful about his sexuality, which really has nothing to do with you as his mother. Your position and role in his life is supposed to be to support him mentally and emotionally at this point in his life. And if your relationship with God makes you feel like you can't show love and support for your son, you need to reevaluate how you think about your relationship with God, in my opinion. Because I feel like you are making that about God, and I don't feel like that is about God. I don't. I feel like it's about the embarrassment for her. It's about how uncomfortable it is for her. And the reason why I say it's not about God is because people live with other sins all the time. Y'all deal with y'all children who have had children out of wedlock. Y'all deal with your husbands who have cheated on you. You deal with so many things that go against God's word, and you do not remove it from your life in the way that you remove your son for wanting to be in relationships with men, which in essence has nothing to do with you. I think that religion as it is has to me turned into something that I view as dark. It is something that conceals the worst of us, and also something that blinds us, I think, to truths about ourselves when used improperly. And I think a lot of people, if not most, at least that I know, use God improperly. Y'all go ahead and like the video for me, okay? Okay. All right. Hope you guys like the video. I really hope he and his mom are able to like reconcile that situation, because that's really sad to me.
One of my things was, it's just when I know my people and I love my people, and the big thing was,
do you?
Black people need to hold other Black people accountable. It's hard.
Which they do.
Well, see, because accountability, right? And we do. And we do. And I'm not saying we
don't. Unless we're men.
But my thing is,
unless we're Black men.
As a Black man, and as a man who had been in these kind of situations, I just knew that it needed to be said by someone like me,
right?
In order, because my thing is, I just wanted peace. And I guess it goes back to my approval.
Yes.
It goes back to my need for approval. It went back to that.
Okay.
Okay. And again, it was a mistake. It was a mistake to tweet that out at that time. One of my things was,
okay. Defeating white men without white people creates Black men. So stupid. So this is all of the dumb shit that he was saying at the time. If you are a child of God, you are my brother and sister. I have family of every race, creed, ideology. We must ensure Black Lives Matter doesn't warp into Black Lives Better. Any Black person who calls me a coon or an Uncle Tom for promoting equality is a Black supremacist, because they have determined who's Black and who is not. Please know that everything I've said comes from a spirit of love and reconciliation for the Black community first, then the world as a whole, in hopes to see a better future for Black. This is all stuff that he's saying that he's apologizing for.
One of my things was, it's just when I know my people and I love my people, and the big thing was, Black people need to hold other Black people accountable. It's our,
which they do.
But see, because accountability, right? And we do, and I'm not saying we don't.
We held your
my
ass
thing
accountable.
is,
That's why
as
you
a Black man,
apologizing.
and as a man who had been in these kind of situations, I just knew that it needed to be said by someone like me,
right?
In order, because what my thing is, I just wanted peace. And
okay, so let me explain what's happening here. So I think that, and you know who comes to mind? What's the Black guy David who was on Real World Tammy season? I feel like men like him. So when we saw him in the 90s, he was extremely pro-Black, Malcolm X, you know, I'm for my people type shit, except for when it came to Tammy, right? And then by the time we catch him, you know, in this last year or whatever, when the show came out 20 years later, however many years, 2030, whatever it is, we see him being seen like an awful time. And what I think happens is that a lot of Black men and Black people, period, are weak-minded. And I call them weak-minded because I feel like, I mean, there are a bunch of ways you can be weak-minded, but I feel like he is weak-minded when it comes to race relations because he feels the weight of what it is to be accepted by white people. But ultimately, you cannot admonish your own people and think that that is going to serve you long term. It does not. It doesn't serve you because ultimately, even though people hire you so you can be the token Black guy, at some point, they're still going to be hiring you so that Black people can see themselves in whatever show or movie that you're playing a part in. So if Black people no longer identify with you, then they no longer care to see you in that position. So they no longer want to hire you as much anymore because Black people don't want to see you. And there are other Black actors that they can probably pay less money to fill your shoes. Okay? So I feel like now he's understanding that even though it is very, very difficult to withstand the weight of how Black people and Black men, need to come off and need to be seen amongst white people, it is sometimes crushing and extremely hard to stay strong. And that's why that's something they used to promote during the Black Power movement about staying strong. And, you could take my body, but you could never take my mind. And everybody think that that shit is a joke. But really what that stood for is the understanding that Black people are constantly in a state of hearing bad things, seeing bad images, and digesting bad energies related to who they are based on the way they are treated in our society, right? So if you are constantly under the pressure of how you are treated as a dark-skinned Black man, you start to get angry about it. And that anger translates to two ways: being mad at white men. And then you realize you can't be mad at white men because white men are going to kill you or put you in jail and get away with it. So you can't be mad at white men. So what then can you be mad at? Be mad at the skin that puts you in this position. And you can't really be mad at you all the time because you're you. So then that turns into the people that look like you. Okay? So that's where Terry is coming from. And that's why Terry said, I wanted peace, because he wanted to feel ease. And because he gets his paycheck from white people, he thought that saying what white people wanted to hear would give him some type of ease, but it didn't. It made his situation worse because it may have given him ease for the moment, but then you start to realize that those white people are only giving you opportunities based off of the fact that Black people need representation. And in order for you to represent Black people have to want and feel that you represent them. So once you've shown yourself to no longer be a representative, you lose your value, not only to Black people, but to the white people who employ you to be the token Black guy. Okay? So now you're sorry. And now you feel the weight. And I feel like we already knew that this is how this was going to go, because this is how this always goes. That's why I've told y'all before that most of the most successful Black men in Hollywood are married to Black women. And that is not for no reason. And then you don't hear things from men who are married to white women, Black men who are married to white women. They always complain. They act like that's what they want. But in one way or another, you hear them complain about the way they are perceived, the way they are treated, and all of that because of their choice, their preference. I always find it funny. But it's the choice that they make, thinking that it's going to get them closer to their goal. And then they realize that their connection to Black people is still what's most important, because that is how they are valuable to white people. It's how you can pull the other Black people to come and see whatever we have going on. And if you can't pull Black people to see what we have going on, then we need to pick another Black person. Because whenever they're putting a cast together, it's not only about the actors that do a good job or who we want to be in the role. It's also about the people who are going to pull people to the movie theaters or to the show. And a lot of the times, representation is what pulls people to shows. They don't know the show. They don't know what the show is really going to be about. They don't really care about the people all the time. But if they see somebody that looks like them, they're going to watch it a lot of the times if it's in their, in their wheelhouse. So yeah, I don't know if I feel like Terry is genuine, because I feel like Terry still feels like what he said needed to be said. And I feel like there's no such thing as Black supremacy in this society, because systematically we are not supreme in any facet. The only facet that we reign supreme is in venues that we don't even control: entertainment, sports, media, beauty. A lot of those spaces we don't always control. White people control those spaces. So it is very hard for you to compare Black people seeing themselves as better in any respect. And I also feel like that's a mind fuck to Black people, because ultimately Black people in any avenue have had to handle more pressure, receive more criticism, work harder, do more, and constantly be in a state of in control of themselves in order to get in these positions, i.e. Will Smith. They have to be perfect in order to get to some of the places that they get. You know what I'm saying? And it's exhausting and it's tiring, but they have to constantly strive to be perfect. And so when you see yourself working harder, doing more, being better, and still seeing your other counterparts getting more of the respect, more of the overall accolades, you're gonna start to feel like I'm better than y'all, and y'all can't see it because y'all are mad that I'm better than y'all. That is not Black supremacy. That is what he's talking about, though. The mentality that Black people start to feel like in some ways they are better than clear people. And it doesn't come from us really feeling that way, like, oh, just alone, we're better than y'all. No, it comes from having to be more and do more than you in order to obtain what you are able to obtain easily. So if Black people feel like they're superior in any respect, I feel like the system of racism is to blame for that, because we've had to do more and be more in every respect in order to get to a certain point. How are you not going to start to feel like you're better when you have to be better and do better in order to get in the same space with people who didn't have to do those same things? It's hard not to see yourself in some respects as superior when you have to be superior in order to get what the superior class gets. It's a byproduct of racism. And Terry Crews is one of the Black people that has not thought deeply enough to recognize that that is the reason why you don't get online and disseminate statements like that. Because it's deeper than that. It has more layers than that. And that shit doesn't make any sense based off the lives that we all live. Based on the lives that we all live. I don't know. Let me tell y'all something. Most Black people that I know that have worked in corporate America around mostly white people have had to do a number of things to make sure that they retain where they are in the job or continue to grow. They usually have to do better or more than their white counterparts in any facet in order to get where they're going. Because if they're not going to get the opportunity at all. So they have to constantly be better. That then creates a mindset amongst Black people that we always have to be better. You know what I'm saying? It's based on my education. Please don't hate me. Why would we? What's going? A lot of time. Wait, what? Child, I'm missing the comments. But I mean, I feel like I'm definitely saying something that's true based off my experience. Okay. And we still may get slighted, i.e., okay, why I am no longer in the news business. Not just because it's a hard job, but because I wasn't treated well no matter how hard I worked. In my eyes. In my eyes, I was not treated well no matter how hard I worked. Justice Brown Jackson is another prime example. We saw the way they put her through, her situation. I hate it because I'm spacing on what they call it, her appointment. The questions and all of that shit. And even then they try to play us by saying we got it by affirmative action. Right. When really affirmative action is only a rule that says you have to have people of another ethnicity here. And do you know what they do? They pick the best of the other ethnicity. Okay. And he admonished Black people for no reason. Get out of here. Yeah. Our experience is so nuanced and exhausting. For Terry Crews to sum it up to Black supremacy, it's disrespectful. It's a slap in our faces. And it shows his lack of understanding and overall emotional, mental, and racial intelligence surrounding not only his own identity, but his relation to the people around him. When he said that he was assaulted, Black women supported him. And in a tone-deaf manner, he got online and admonished Black people. And now you need saving, so you're apologizing to Trevor Noah. Girl, I guess, girl. And lastly, you guys, before I send out this link to y'all, I'm about to put it in there right now. And I'm going to do a few calls, and then I am going to go. Okay, just a few. We ain't about to be here all day, y'all. It's already 2 hours, okay? But I told y'all I wanted to do this with y'all because I really want to hear what y'all have to say. And about the topics we talked about today, or any of the topics we've discussed, ladies first panel, that type of shit. However, like I said, I do not want to discuss Meg. I do not want to discuss Tory Lanez. I do not want to discuss any other YouTubers. I'll say that, okay? So do me a favor. Don't come in here with no bullshit because I will hang up on you. Please try to keep your thoughts to 2 minutes or less. I am going to time y'all today so I can get in as many people as I can, and I can go sit my ass down back on my sofa so I can continue watching Fresh Prince. Oh yeah, I'm gonna come to y'all with the ultimatum. I finally finished watching it, and I'm gonna come to y'all with the last half, episodes 5 through 10, about that. Probably this weekend, hopefully maybe tomorrow. And then I have to finish watching Fresh Prince. I have to watch All American because I have to give y'all scripted TV. I watched This Is Us, but I haven't seen All American yet. But yeah, I put that link. I'm gonna favorite the link. Okay, pin the link or whatever so y'all can see it. And I'm gonna read this last story and then we're gonna have y'all call in. All right, Taisha Hampton, Kel Mitchell's ex-wife, launched a TikTok account dedicated to exposing the alleged abuse she endured while married to the Nickelodeon star. Hampton, I think she came, I forgot, let me see. What were the things that she said?
What you need, baby?
Okay.
2,000.
2,000? 2,000?
I know you got no money. You've been at work all day.
All right, listen, I'm gonna cash app you. You coming over later, right?
Of course.
All right. What you need, baby?
2,000.
2,000? 2,000?
Okay, so if this is supposed to depict his abuse, this really depicts to me how immature you are, but I'll continue on.
You bodies up under my belt.
Oh, when I find mute, when I found out 99% of male narcissists are just closeted. Girl, do you know who Kel is? Girl, do you know who Kel is? Do you really think we have not all questioned Kel's sexuality already, ma'am? Do you really think we have not already questioned? Do you really think we have not already questioned Kel? Girl, don't nobody Kel. Don't nobody Kel. Let's see. No hashtag deadbeats. He says his ex is a crazy bitch. Plus, he never has his kids. Oh, girl, this not giving what you thought it was gonna give. It's not. And women who do this, I hope y'all know that y'all are embarrassing yourselves. I just want y'all to know. This is you embarrassing yourself. Like, I'm not saying that you need to suffer in silence, but you need to call your homegirl. You need to call your homegirl. You need to call your mom. You need to go to church. You need to get a diary. You need to get a therapist. You need to get a journal. You need to get some new dick. I don't know. But you need to get any number and or of those options I just listed. And do me a favor and take this shit off social media. What is wrong with y'all today? I really feel like social media has made y'all completely lose y'all fucking minds. Girl, if that man was abusing you, take it to the proper authorities. Don't take it to us. We can't do nothing for you about what Kel did to you, first of all. Second of all, as a mother, this is not cool. This is not cool at all for you to put this up about your kid's father on some messy shit. Because none of this shit is proven abuse. If anything, this is proving that you're petty, you're immature, and you don't know how to handle the toxicity of y'all's relationship. Because please don't think that I don't think he also has issues, okay? I believe Kel has issues. I believe, because based off of him choosing you, Kel has issues, okay? Baby, I'm not confused about it. Not even a little bit, not even at all. But the fact that you feel like it's necessary to put this shit on social media, girl, to dedicate a TikTok page to it, girl, that's a lot of negative energy that you are using towards something that you could be using that energy towards your children, towards finding a bag for yourself. I'm not saying you don't have one, but I'm saying I would be focusing on myself instead of focusing on this negativity that is not going to do anything to serve you in the long run, but make you look a fool, make you look bitter, make you look petty, make you look bad in a courtroom because you look young-minded and like you don't know how to deal with your adult issues without trying to get public opinion on your side so that you can feel validated in doing whatever bullshit you're doing. Girl, take this the fuck down. Take it down. Take it down. Hang it up. If Kel is abusing you, girl, call the police. And if he is abusing you, I need pictures of abuse. I need video and audio of actual abuse. Not you trying to out him. Not you saying he ain't giving you $2,000 when you ask for it like Young Miami. Kel ain't Diddy, bitch. Let's start there. He might be doing the little yang around the house, but Kel ain't Diddy, boo boo. You doing too much.
What you need, baby.
You're doing too much. And this right here, girl, you should be ashamed of yourself. And what is all this moving around with the camera and shit? Like when people do this type of stuff online, sometimes I just kind of be like, are you trying to be funny? You can't be trying to be funny. Girl, go charge your phone. Go charge your phone. Go charge your phone. Do that. Anyway, I'm about to have y'all come in. Let's get it started. Let's go ahead and start. Raphael, come on, boo. What you got to say?
Hello.
Hey.
I want to say that interview that y'all did on the Ooh Ladies First pedal, I feel like that interview was great. I feel like y'all was asking the questions in the right way, and I don't feel like it was anything wrong with the interview. I just want to start off there first.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna be long-winded, but me personally, I think that Mel and Destiny do things to each other, and that's just my personal opinion off of watching the show, and I see it both ways. I don't see it just, well, Mel does this or Destiny does this. I feel like they do things to each other. That's how I personally feel about it. But excellent interview. Excellent interview. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to say. Because I've been watching for like the last. Yeah, I haven't been in the comments. I really been watching from my 50-inch TV, so I've been listening because I wanted to call in because I really feel like I have an opinion, so why not speak it? So
that's what this is for.
Yeah. But and Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, I feel like he's just I feel like he's that type of person.
Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
What we was talking about Tom Cruise?
Oh, my bad. I forget his name all the time. Not Tom Cruise. The guy that was on Friday. I forget his name all the time.
Who
Next Friday.
Next Friday. Terry Crews. Terry Crews. That was
Terry
Friday after
Crews.
next. Yeah, that's Friday after next. Yeah, Terry Crews.
Yeah, I feel like that's just the way he is. But
that is the way he is.
I'm glad that you called him out on it because it needs to be called out. But that's the way he is.
That is.
But besides that, keep doing you, and I see you going up farther than what you already are. So continue doing you. Continue to be great.
Thank you, Raphael. Thank you for calling in. You know, I always appreciate you, love. You have a good rest of your day.
You too.
All right. Bye. Okay. Ran with Ricardo. Come on, boo. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing? You look good today.
Thank you.
I
I'm
see
good.
you got
How are you?
I see you got the pink aesthetic going on.
Yeah, you know. Need the headphones.
You look good. I just want to say first off, the interview was good, even though I was a little confused on all the stuff she said. It was still a good interview.
Thank you.
It was still a good interview. Who we gonna start off with? Because only got 2 minutes. Nene. Nene, I get that, all this stuff could have happened. It really could have happened. I believe you. I believe it. But the only issue is you had no problem with it when you were collecting a check and you was on Sundays and watch what happens live and anything else they were doing, and you was going on press tours and you were going on interviews. You had no problem with anything when you were getting paid. So I don't want to hear it from you now, but if you could sue and get your money, go ahead and do it. But if you thought you were blackballed now, you will be blackballed after this. On top of that, I want to know, are you difficult to work with? Because if nobody else was gonna hire you, I would have thought Ryan Murphy would have hired her already because he has a history of working with everyone he's worked with in the past. He always brings those people back, going back to I don't know if you remember a show called Popular that he did on the
Oh yeah,
WB.
that was my shit back in the day.
Mine too. And he always tries to at least bring a few of them people back to work with him on something.
Right.
So what happened with y'all relationship to the point where he's not even calling you for a job? But hey, if you get your money, you can get it. I would have thought you would at least try to do the stuff yourself, but it just seems that you're lazy and you don't want to put the work in to, make something of your own.
Right.
Sheree, I don't know if you're trying to start beef because the whole prison bae thing didn't work out. He wasn't trying to let you up at the halfway house.
Good observation.
I don't know if you're trying to start a storyline or beef with Candy. Candy is a mainstay. If nothing else, she's going to stay because, just with all the new social media, Candy will always come back around again.
Yeah.
Whether
No,
it be
she
from
got a chokehold on us. Okay.
Yeah, whether it be from Escape, whether it be from her solo career, whether it be from the stuff she's written for other people, whether it be from the Real Housewives or the acting gigs that she's getting. She's a mainstay and she will always come back around again. So let this be clear. I don't care if I had beef with a person who was just like a I don't like you type thing. When it comes down to you calling me a grape juicer and saying that me and my husband was going to do that to you, and I could have possibly went to jail and lost all my good bags and my good coinage and something could have happened to my kids, then no, I don't want to be in the same space with you. I don't want to talk to you. We're never going to be friends again. God bless, good luck, and I hope you find something else better for you. But no, you're trying to start a beef with her because you want Phaedra back on the show. You didn't like Phaedra when she was on the show.
Listen, when Phaedra was on the show after Apollo, she wasn't really giving much in the first place. That was another reason why it was like, girl, you can go.
She wasn't. When her and Apollo divorced, sorry, and it's gonna be my final thing. When her and Apollo divorced, you gave nothing. There was no reason. There was nothing. You gave what? Behind? That was about it. You was out partying like you was Hot Girl Summer in it before Hot Girl Summer was a thing. But that was it. So, Sheree, if you are trying to start a beef to have a storyline because yours didn't work out, you can keep that. Spring, summer, and fall, September, May, June, February of Neverwary. Keep it. We don't want it.
Over
and
there.
That's it.
Thank you, Reverend Ricardo. I appreciate you so much.
Okay.
Bye, girl. All right. Come on, only Adrian. Let's do it, boo.
What up, baby? Can you hear me?
Yes.
How you doing? So let me start. First of all, I watched the interview with the Ooh Ladies first live. I watched it live on Niecy's channel. I thought you guys did a great job. And it's the Ooh Ladies first panel. It's not Bondi in them, y'all. That's wrong.
Okay.
So, but I knew that you felt like some of the stuff she was saying was cap because I've been watching you for long enough to know your facial expressions and your tone. I was like, yeah, Bondi don't believe that answer. But I would be the first one to apologize because I swear for that, I did not think that was his baby. But I think that that's a part of the problem is that when you leave so much off, the viewers are kind of left to their own devices to come up with God knows what. But I think there is something to be said about a man that cannot leave and cleave. He is supposed to leave and kind of cleave to his wife. And he don't really seem like he did that. I really wanted her. Maybe she can't, but I'm nosy. I want to know what was going on with that mama because she made it seem like, I don't know, maybe he came from some money or he got a trust fund or they got a family business, something about it. That mama didn't want Destiny to have no parts of it. So I think that's interesting. Married to Medicine. I really, really hope that Tessa is not fighting with Quad. They are both my swords. I do not want to see two Deltas throwing paws on each other on national television. Nene.
It ain't that.
Whew, okay. Nene don't got no friends. Nene, is hard for you to now become a victim when we watch you be a bully for so long. And the thing about it is when she left to go to Hollywood, I think she got the big head. She probably thought she outgrew the show, outgrew the network even. And when Hollywood didn't work out and she had to come back with her tail between her legs, I think she felt a way about it. And to be honest, Nene's attitude had been bad for years before Greg's diagnosis. So you can't just use that.
That's true.
And I think in regards to the closet, I don't know, maybe she has some BADs, some big ass drawers lying around, or maybe, remember that from Martin, or maybe the closet wasn't as fabulous as she told them. So she ain't really want that. Maybe, so she ain't really want to see it. I love Candy, but I honestly feel like not that I would choose Phaedra over her, but I do kind of want her to be spun off. I think they should spin old LG off like they did Vanderpump Rules. Because if Candy's just going to come and kind of be neutral and all the mess, but just keep bringing businesses, then go ahead and spin that off so I can see her just create businesses. Because Candy over $2 million a season. So if they let her go, think about the salary that would be able to open up for newer housewives. And then lastly, Terry Crews is a buck dancing coon, and they didn't hire him so that we would watch. They hired him so that he could be their mouthpiece, because he was speaking the things that they wanted to say, but they can't say it because it would be racist.
Right.
And so I believe, I might be misquoted in this, I have to check it out, but I believe Dr. John Henrik Clark said white supremacists always break their tools. All these coons, you cannot retire. There's no retirement plan for cooning.
Yeah, eventually
Every
it's
single
going to
time.
have it's going to have its pitfalls, its downfalls, because they're always going to still then go back to viewing you a certain way, and they don't have respect for you when they feel like you don't have like loyalty to your own people, even though you may think they do, they really don't, because that's the one thing that they have that is cohesive no matter what, is this loyalty to their own race. Okay, we know it's not really a race thing,
right? But they don't take them people serious. They actually look down on her like that.
Yes.
And remember, allegedly that supposed Hollywood executive or whatever grabbed his stuff in front of his wife. That's how much they don't care about you, sweetheart. So he spent a lot of his career talking about how horrible we were, and look how the white people ended up treating you. They threw you right on out with yesterday's garbage. So that's all. Let somebody else go. Bye,
all right,
honey.
thank you, bye. All right, come on, Prosperity thick girl, come on. You and this Abby. What's
Hey, yeah, I'm not a mom. You didn't give me a ranch, but you already know I goes up for you. So they hit them likes, hit the likes, point blank.
Thank
period.
you. I'm gonna take care of that.
And what was up? Destiny.
Yes.
She confused a lot. Niecy made it make more sense the next day than she did the whole time she was sitting on y'all show.
Yeah.
And for her to and so for her to keep saying she wasn't going to bash that man while answering the questions that was asked in a way that was bashing that man,
you
made
think
no
she
sense.
bashed him?
She wanted us to believe that man was the lowest thing. He didn't want to do nothing, but then she said he was never home. She couldn't take a shower. I just can't see the way that man is with that child. I just can't see it. But and still, even if he did do it, you still was saying that you're not going to bash him, but you're bashing him. The same way you said you're not talking about Mel, but then you go and talk about Mel. Like, make it make sense. You want an insight from Martell on Melody and why y'all friendship not working? Girl, you went to Martell because you knew he's the only other chick on that show that will bash Mel with you besides Tisha and Wanda. That's why you went to him. What else did we just talk about?
Child, a whole lot of stuff.
Terry Crews, go and stay wherever they let you go. Just go stay there because we don't want you back. No more cookouts for you. We don't want you back. You done Wayne. They talked about Wayne Brady. Nigga, you are Wayne Brady 2.0.
Child, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah, I like Wayne Brady too.
I like Wayne Brady.
I like him too, but I'm saying, you know how people always say that he was a sellout. That's what I'm saying. So
they make him like the poster boy for sellout. Yeah.
Yeah. So if he a sellout, you are sellout 2.0. Nene, you cannot try to get us on your side when you never went up for any other woman that had these same complaints. Mariah made a show. Mariah cast a show. Mariah had an EP credit on the show, and they iced her out. But being that you were still being the rich bitch that you thought you was, when did you go up for her? And who's gonna sue you for being the elitist that you are, Miss Rich Lady? Because Candy is ghetto, I'll let you tell it. Claudia is a half-breed.
Oh God.
And Sweetie is a slave. So what?
You know.
Kim was good enough to be your friend, and Andy was a good old sugar booger taking friend, and you gave him a baby shower, but he was racist, so he did all these other things towards you. Girl, you are throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. You suing? We might be getting sued. Damn, people that do the commercials on Bravo might be getting sued. She just suing every damn body she could think of.
She is.
Right message, wrong messenger. We all know that things over there at Bravo are not what it should be. They just had to pay for a whole photo shoot because they wouldn't flip the bill for a cute picture. Like, we know they give y'all dirt, but you accepted that dirt. During your tenure at Bravo, they paid you handsomely, and you accepted it.
Right.
So don't come
it is
complaining
what
now.
it is. Thank you so much, Prosperity Thick Girl, for
You're
coming
welcome
through.
back.
I always appreciate you. You have a good one.
Always
here.
love. Y'all be safe and enjoy your weekend, babe. And
You
one more
too.
thing. If you don't come over here and buy at BondyBlue and get you a little bit of uplifting and enlightening and a good old time,
okay,
check your pulse because something's wrong. If you
All
don't get
right.
nothing from over here, you got a problem.
I appreciate you so much.
Love
for
you,
that.
sis.
Thank you. Love you too. Have a good one.
Y'all be back. Y'all be safe.
All right, come on, Mr. Norris. How you doing?
Hey, I finally caught you. I think you are all that in a bag of chips plus tax.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, your accent is beautiful, and you are just an amazing YouTuber. I think you are one of the queens of YouTube.
I appreciate that.
Yep, I love the Destiny interview. It was thebomb.com, just like all four of you. And your birthday you said is May 26th?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a birthday gift.
I appreciate that.
Yep, that PO box is listed in on your main.
It is. It's on my Instagram. It's in a description box, and I think somebody probably put it in the comments too. But yes, it is. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yep, you welcome. You want me to go by Brittany or Bondy on there when I send them?
Bondy is cool. It don't matter.
Okay, because I just think you are amazing. You don't get the credit that you deserve.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and Joe Budden, his old sewer rat looking behind, he need to take that low budget podcast and go somewhere because don't nobody want to hear what you got to say. You're not that important. You're a non-factor, and you need to just go somewhere and get you some rehab. Because you are 40, looking like you 55.
Oh, you lying? He 40?
I think so. They said he was. I heard he was like in his 40s or something like that, but he looked older.
Oh, I thought he was like 45, closer to 50, like Benzino and them.
No, he need to shave.
Amongst other things.
Yeah, and Ben Zesty, he need to just have several seats and let his
Zesty. I am done.
You need to let his daughter shine and stay out of her business.
Okay.
She shouldn't have never came for Tammy. I mean, Tammy to me is the queen of reality TV. Her and Candy.
You know what? I didn't even talk about that. I low-key missed that. What did she say about Tammy?
Oh man, I think you did the story, didn't you? Or how she talked about Tammy when she was trying to stick up for her. With the band.
That wasn't, I don't remember. Y'all know how this stuff be going in and out. But I just know that her daughter had a song that came out. I talked about that. It was a diss track towards Coily Ray because Coily Ray said something about Tammy not minding her business. But what did Tammy say about Coily Ray for her to feel like Tammy needed to mind her business? Does anybody remember?
I know she was talking about 50 Cent or something like that in Benzino's beef. I thought she said something like that.
Damn, man, I don't remember. But anyway, what else you got, love? Because we got to move on.
Okay, I just wanted to say thank you for taking my call, and I'll try to catch you in the future.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you for coming through.
Yep, you're welcome. Have a good weekend.
You too, love. Child, I'm gonna be using that Ben Zesty. All right, come on, Nola Reeds, boo. What's going on, my girl?
Girl, my girl, you know I was enjoying that good old interview, but then everybody done touched on it. I ain't gonna touch on it because trust,
Girl, I
believe
heard you on Nene channel, bitch. I was doing something, so I ain't saying nothing in the comments, but that was the reason why I was like, shit, Nola Reed's over there going off on Nene channel. I guess I'll just forego my life for the night, girl.
Girl, cause listen, let me tell you what the people was not gonna do was try to discredit y'all. I don't like that. You know, like when Nisa said, well, why you don't say nothing about your channel? I said, cause this y'all platform. I come on here with the utmost respect, and I did do a little commentary about the interview, but I preferenced it with giving y'all gifts, cause that's what you do. You gotta give people they got. And I let everybody know if y'all think this about to be me bashing the ladies first panel, it is not. I am strictly speaking on the destiny, not these ladies, because you all did a wonderful job. And for people who don't understand, you can't get up here and be rude to people because that person will leave your interview and you will not get another person for the interview. And I also did reach out to Kiki. Like I said, I'll send you the screenshot, girl, to send her y'all way to get the good old interview. Yes, yes,
I
yes,
think
I
I think
did.
you sent this to somebody and it ended up in our group chat. So I saw it.
Yeah, so I did.
With
I
Kiki,
sent it.
right?
I sent it to you.
You sent it to me in the Discord with you talking to her, but I think Jay Lee is talking to her about interviewing. But we just
Oh,
trying
well,
to get clearance.
she must have sent. I didn't send anything to Jay Lee, so she must have sent it.
Yeah,
She
I think
must
she
have sent
hit.
it.
I think she hit Jay Lee up. If I'm because I can't remember because we've been putting a lot of stuff in the DMs, but we gonna get that Kiki interview. Hopefully, I mean, if we could get Destiny, I feel like we should be able to get Kiki
She
because
must
she
have
is
sent it because
interested.
I'm gonna be honest. I had reached out to her when the season first happened, and asked her to do an interview with me. But I told her, I said, "Hey, Zodiac Palace." I told her, I said, "Listen, my platform is not that big, and I feel like they look a certain kind of way because rumor have it that what she is mad about from 4 5 years ago. Now she did not confirm this for me." Was that her and her husband was in the running to be one of the couples. And that's when Tisha spilled the dirt, supposedly, allegedly, about her, which knocked her out of being one of the original couples. And so
And that's
I
what
told
Mel
her,
said, right?
and that is what Mel said. So I told her, I feel like because if that's the case, and because of the conversations I've had with her, I just don't feel like she's a dirty person. And I did tell her, I said, I think the ladies first panel, they are way bigger than me. Like, go there. Don't come to me. Go there to me. Like, your story will reach a whole bunch more people. And I feel like people need to hear your story. So go to them. Just tell them I sent you. So if that's what you saw in the messages, that's what I sent
Yes.
to her. But I didn't
Okay.
send. I didn't
She
send it to
definitely hit us
Disney.
up. She was in the DM, so we gonna work it out. So I
Yeah, girl, because
appreciate
I
you for
told her.
throwing her on us. But I think she already watched. She watches us too.
Yeah,
So
I
at least
think
that's
she
what she
already
said.
do.
So
But I did tell her, like, go ahead on, girl. Go over there. I'm going to be in
listen,
the comments supporting going up. But I wanted to talk about the young man whose mother is not, that relationship is not right. That don't sit right with me.
yes,
And
Gerard.
listen, I believe in Jesus. I believe in God. And I'm trying to figure out what Bible these people reading. Because if they reading the same Bible I'm reading, it says that God sees sin as a sin. So for me, being unmarried with 3 kids, my sin is the same as somebody who's sleeping with a man and a woman or a woman. He sees it all the same.
Right.
He sees it all the same. And not to put my business out there, but my daughter came out to me and let me know that she was pansexual. And you know what I told her, girl? I don't care. Or they treating you right, because understand, boy or girl, they gonna get these hands if they treat you wrong.
La. Okay,
And
listen.
that's just it. That's it. That's all. They're gonna get these hands and treat you wrong. And I'm ready for their mom, their pa, their grandma, their cousins, and their pets if they
Grandma.
want it too. That's all that matters to me. And anybody who feel they can't fool with my child, don't love my child, please stay your distance, because I would hate for y'all to see this face on CNN, BNN, Fox News, and any other news channel out there, because I will click clack for mine. I don't care. I'm
Okay.
gonna love and support mine regardless. And I think that's horrible for you to not love your child. To me, that's somebody who ain't loved their child from the beginning. Because there's nothing my child could do outside of killing somebody. And even then, I would still love you, but I would reprimand you and turn you in, because you're gonna do your crime for your time. But there's nothing my child can do on the face of this earth besides disrespect me that would make me not love them or want to be around them or be with them. Like, there's just nothing at all. But if they ever disrespect me, child, they're gonna go meet their maker. So even then, they're still not gonna love me. Not gonna I'm not gonna not love them. I'm just gonna have to send them to meet the Lord because apparently they was ready to go.
Okay.
And as far as Terry Crews, I don't want to hear it. I don't care about it. I feel like, listen here, baby. It's given. They done with me and they don't want me no more. So y'all, please take me back. And the answer is no. Your card is
Goodbye.
declined. On to the next. As far as them Kardashians and Black China, I feel like everything about each other. They calling her ghetto. I believe they ghetto too. Cause I'm sorry, your husband becoming your ex-wife is a little bit ghetto to me.
A little bit. And little bit trailer park.
About this tape, understand, I don't care what hard drive you got, baby, it's still originally out there. And kids these days is horrible, okay?
Okay.
Your mama jokes used to be like, your mama so fat when she wear a shirt with an X on it, they letting a plane on her back. Or your mama so fat she wear a red shirt, they call her Kool-Aid. These kids these days go for the jugular, okay? So
okay, your neck.
At a point in time, you on the sex tape and Kanye with his antics wasn't gonna get told nothing to your children, girl, that was gonna be the first thing they was gonna go for. You was gonna have to explain it, use it as a teachable moment for your child. And listen here, just say mama was young and dumb, don't do that, don't make that mistake, and let it go. All this crying about this tape, don't nobody care. Ray J say she lying, I don't know. Allegedly she done stole $250 in the past from Brandy. Go ahead on and write the book and let us know about their little thieving lying selves. Because to me, they ain't no better. They just get away with it.
Oh, absolutely. 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 Anything else, my girl? You good?
I'm good, girl. I'm good. I'm going to watch some of these shows. I think I may have me a Netflix and relax night with my little children and some Chinese food.
Oh, that sounds good, girl. Listen, I'm about to order me some fish from Zia's or Copeland's because that's what I'm in the mood for.
Come on, girl, don't talk to me about Copeland's today. I want some of them good crab claws right now with that
bread. Oh, see, listen, now because you know I'm addicted to the fucking jazzy tenders. Like I literally eat that shit every other day. It's terrible, girl. But listen, I appreciate you for coming through. We gonna talk.
Yes, ma'am. Love you.
All right, love you too. All right. Okay, come on, Critical Capricorn. Come on, boo. What's up?
Hi, Bondi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for letting me on. And I just wanted to first say that Destiny interview, shout out to the Ooh Ladies First panel. I know you guys have been getting some really good interviews lately. And I just want to commend you guys on your success. And I think that the interview went well and that I was able to learn a lot about Destiny, like with all the holes that were happening in the show.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that didn't sit quite right with me about the interview was how she acted like she didn't know where Mel was coming from when it comes to the breakdown of their friendship. And honestly, in my opinion, I think that the breakdown of the friendship between her and Destiny, you are friends with people that Melody is in conflict with. And when you're friends with people that are in conflict with each other, you need to keep those relationships mutually exclusive of each other.
Right.
And I feel like Mel's issue is that she didn't handle the Mel and Destiny relationship with the care and attention that it required, knowing that she's in conflict with Martell and Tisha. And even if like with the whole Tisha situation, even if Tisha wasn't talking shit about Mel, these people don't mean me any well. Or in Mel's mind, these people do not have good intentions for me and they don't mean me well. So do not discuss me. There is no reason for my name to come up in conversation. Because it can be insinuated, the optics can look like, oh, well, you're just trying to sit up here and bring up my name to drum up mess.
Right.
And just from Mel's perspective, I think that Mel is passive aggressive. And honestly, I wish that she would have just told Destiny, like, I don't agree with the way that you handling our friendship. You know, the type of relationship that I have with these two individuals. I think that we should go our separate ways. But Destiny needed to understand that she's been on a show for years where people knew about her secrets, where Tisha, Maurice, and Marceau included, and didn't tell her anything. So I think that, like, especially coming into this season, and Mel coming out of the divorce where she gave Martell chance after chance and let her look like a fool, I think she's just giving everybody a short leash. And she believes that, well, if you give me any inkling that you're disloyal, I'm not going to give you the chance to play a fool again with me.
Right.
And
no, I feel you.
Yeah, so I understand where Mel's coming from. I don't agree with how that's manifesting in her relationships. but I can definitely see where she's coming from. And I think that if Destiny would have at least admitted that fact, we would have been able to, kind of understand where she was coming from. And we
Right.
would have been a little bit more sympathetic to the situation.
Yeah, I think if she would have kept it a buck, like, okay, yeah, I was being petty in this moment, but she did this shit. You know what I'm saying? Then it
Yeah.
would have been like, okay. But I feel like even without her saying that, I can understand that it's probably more of a tit for tat situation. But the way it looks on the show, it just doesn't look good to watch you go from, op to op to talk about her when we don't see her doing that to you either way.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And then on Married to Medicine, honestly, I'm not surprised that there was a fight this season. I feel like every couple of seasons there's a fight to kind of drum up the drama.
Yeah, when it's dying down the previous season.
Exactly, because you saw like what the ratings were like in the previous season. They were moving the show from Sunday to Friday to Saturday and had no idea what was going on. It was a mess.
Yes.
And I think some of the girls, like, they were a little bit afraid of, them being on the chopping block possibly, or their like positions being on the chopping block. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if some of this is probably real, and over the years of their relationships and just the issues that have kind of bubbled up under the surface. But I also wouldn't be confused. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't producer influence drama to bring the show back to kind of its former glory, so they can get a little bit more stable as far as ratings are concerned.
I mean, it would make sense at this point, because Lord, I feel like they was on their way out last year.
And I agree with Nola Reed's on the whole Gerard Carmichael situation. I feel like the foundation of Christ was love, and it was the love that he gave for us to even sacrifice himself. So if what you're doing to your child can't be rooted in love, I think something is wrong with your Christ walk.
I like that.
So, I'm praying for him. I hope that, that they can find some healing, and I hope that, she can get out of the idea of the religion and just love her son, because like Nola said, like she are having 3 kids, like it's the same sin. God is looking at all sins equally.
Right.
And honestly, he's not hurting anybody. So why would you even need to account for a gay son?
Right. Because it has nothing, it really has nothing to do with you ultimately.
And I think that verbiage is so strong, because she said she didn't have to account for a gay son. You account for problems. So you are communicating to your son
that he's a problem.
He's a problem. And that the way that he feels deep down inside, the way that he feels like he was born this way. And honestly, it's him just putting it out in the atmosphere, because I highly doubt that there weren't signs or that she didn't see that, as the older folks used to say, there was a little sugar in his tank.
Child, listen, I feel like if she was sitting on the phone with him every day, she absolutely could see her son. Like, girl, stop. You was trying to pray it away. Probably.
Exactly. So, I feel really bad about that whole situation, but I just wanted to speak on those 3 topics. But Bondi, keep on doing what you're doing. We're going to keep on supporting the website. We're going to keep on getting the word out there. Yeah. I know YouTube be playing with you about getting to 100K on here, but we praying for 600, 700K on the website. That's what we're going to
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate
thank you so
that.
much, Bondi.
Thank you. You have a good weekend, love.
You too.
All right. Yes, y'all. Follow me on my website, BondyBlueShow.com. There is exclusive content over there. Okay, so Lotta LASHAE, come on, boo.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey. How you doing?
I am
What
doing
are you watching me on?
I'm on StreamYard.
Okay, I hear echo. It's
Hold
probably because you're watching me like loud. So your mic is picking up on the sound.
That better?
Let me see. A little bit better. But go ahead. Say what you got to say.
Am I the only one that's excited about the Met Gala and what the Ooh Ladies First panel is going to be critiquing about these fashions, especially since Regina King is one of the co-chairs?
No, you are not. I did not know that. And now I am extremely excited.
because this is the first I've heard from her since her son died, and
I
she is
know.
always forever giving.
Yes.
Her
I
and
can't believe
all
I
the black
spaced
girls
on
in
it.
Hollywood.
Yes, I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be a great Ooh Ladies First panel show for sure.
I just want y'all to get Chloe, get Halle, pick up everything Regina King is doing, because I just know that she's gonna be glowing. I've been excited. I've been ravenous for her because she wasn't at the Oscars, and then the
Right.
whole debacle,
Right. Yeah.
Also, I really enjoyed not I enjoyed your interview, but I enjoyed all of the commentary that you ladies had after the interview. That's what I was primarily watching yesterday.
Okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
But I love
That's
you
it.
guys.
All right. We
Y'all bring me great
appreciate you. We
joy.
love you back.
Okay.
You have a
Bye.
good weekend.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay, Jessie Ray, what's going on, love?
Hey, Bondy. I hope you're feeling better. I saw your stream a couple of days ago when you were saying that you weren't like kind of feeling your best. So I'm hoping that, since the comments have chilled out about the Destiny, that you're like, starting to feel better and everything
Honestly,
like
the
that.
actual interview made me feel better. The comments thereafter, like I was annoyed, but that's par for course. I was honestly like, on some other shit, some personal shit beforehand. But yeah, no, I actually felt lighter after the Destiny interview. So that's why I felt like, it went well. So the comments, I'm a comment to y'all because that's what I'm gonna do when y'all talking about me. But ultimately, I'm feeling good because of it. So thank you.
No problem. I had to let you know that I was screaming at my television when you asked Destiny, like, so you don't see the comparison between LeBeric and Martell? Because I was sitting there like, don't you see this? And I believe she kind of told on herself, because at first she was just like, yeah, that's what me and Mel bonded over. And then she caught herself and she backtracked and she was like, oh wait, but like they're similar in like being mama's boys. And I was just like, no, your true self told on yourself before you had a chance to think about your answer. And it, to me, made me 100% on Mel's side in this situation, because at the end of the day, I know a lot of people are saying that she knew Martell first, and I get that. But at the end of their friendship, she was clearly closer to Mel than she was Martell. She talks of all of these things that Mel did as a friend for her, leaving her dress fitting, giving her money, all this and all that. But yet you still don't feel like she showed up for you. And I'm waiting to see what did Martell do for you as a friend? Because for you to continue to choose him over Mel when Mel has shown you and been there for you as a friend, especially during your difficult period of divorce, I don't know how you still had a problem not choosing a friend, but setting boundaries with Martell. Like, listen, Martell, I ain't going to completely disown you, but understand that I got to move a little differently around you. And I think if she would have did that, Mel would have respected it. But I also feel like Destiny didn't necessarily really want to spill her tea. And she spent the last 2 seasons being a talker in between them. And now she just got burnt because the breakup was so bad that she had to choose a side. It wasn't like they broke up amicably or anything like that. So the fact that you still couldn't choose, I understand Mel. And I was with her being petty and sending that money back. When I tell you I clutched my pearls too. And I don't know if you guys picked up, I had said it in Niecy's live, but did you notice that Destiny referenced Mel quotes throughout the interview? So in the beginning,
After the fact, yes.
Yeah. So in the beginning, when she was speaking about when she went to go see the divorce lawyer, she said, oh, but God didn't tell me to go. And I was just like, that's interesting, the wordage that you use. And then I believe you asked her a question and she was like, 100. And I'm like, both of those are tied into Mel. So I don't know if it's one of those things where she's kind of like
dog whistling on some slick shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I believe that she bought all of that stuff from Mel, all of like her products and stuff like that, One, because she knows she messed up in some sort of way, and
Yeah.
she's trying to show Mel like, hey girl, I'm sorry, you know, whatever. And then
Yes.
also too, I think that she is there. I believe that there was some kind of cahoots between her, the Scotts, and Martell to bring Mel down this year, because she's talking two ways. Either she made mention that she had a friend of 24 years, pointing to like, oh, Mel can't keep friends, and then also about the manipulation. So it's like she's pulling from issues that Tisha supposedly has with Mel, and that Martell supposedly has with Mel, which is what I don't respect about it. And so yeah, that's how I feel about Destiny. I feel bad for her about what happened with LeBerick, but girl, if you went through all of that, and Mel went through all that she went through, and she was in the bed and you had to be there for her, I don't understand how you can't understand to create some kind of boundary and not to be talking to Martell about Mel, because that whole line of seeking clarity from Martell for Mel was just dumb to
Yeah.
me. And before I go, because I know I only got 2 minutes, I wanted to speak on Carmichael and him coming out as gay and his mother's reaction. It was a real trigger for me. My mom is a super religious person. I won't mention the religion that she's in, but it came down to my mom not understanding that I never want to be a part of that religion anymore. And she disowned me at 9 months pregnant because I told her, like, I don't want to hear anything about that religion ever again. Like, don't send me any pamphlets, anything. And the religion has such a control over its people that they promote shunning family that has left that religion. And so for me, I want Black people especially to understand the difference between religion and spirituality, because for me, it will never make sense why you would choose religion when more than likely our ancestors didn't believe in the religions that are out here today.
Right.
And for you not to be allowed, for slaves not to be allowed to read, but they could have Bibles, clearly then the Bible must have something in it that is, you know, is against us. And I feel like for the longest time, it has had a chokehold on the Black community, especially because people tend to rely on God to make things happen versus really getting out there. For example, like, you know, your mom may tell you, just pray and you're going to get into college. Whereas maybe a white counterpart would be like, well, I know somebody in admissions and I'm going to send a letter. You know what I'm saying? So because, you know, people rely on religion and they look to, and I forgot who said it, but they were saying, if you believe in religion, you believe that God looks like this, then you will never hold those that oppress you accountable because they resemble God in your eyes.
Hello.
And that's why I believe that people really need to start understanding spirituality and understand that that's a difference than religion, because there's no way, if there's a God in heaven, he's ever going to be okay with you shunning your kid because they're gay. Like, there's gay animals, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's reflected in nature. And so if it's reflected in nature, therefore it should be reflected in spirit. That's, you know, normally how you would think about these things. So yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from, Jessie Ray.
And lastly, I just want to say thank you for showing up my birthday. I was packing for Ibiza and you helped me get through all my laundry and all my packing with a toddler. So
come on.
Shout outs to you. Yeah, I'm going to Ibiza for 7 days. Me and my homegirls. I'm leaving the baby with her father.
Oh, come
on. We are going out there to party.
Listen, I love it. I hope you have an amazing time and stay safe.
Thank you so much. And oh yeah, that's it. Just want to say I love you so much. You and all the ladies of Ooh Ladies First. And I hope Queen Latifah gives y'all the
listen, I'm putting it out there. I had said that we was watching, me and Lyric was laying in the bed watching Living Single the other morning. I was like, you know, it's good I didn't grow up in the 90s, because Queen Latifah would have been my girlfriend for real. Like,
she was bad. I mean, she still is bad now.
The roller wrap was always moving. It's but her gear used to, like, she just swagged out to me. Like, when I really look at her now as an adult, like looking at her back then, I'm like, child, what is it about? Oh, they say if I ever meet her, it's really gonna be like
Watching
I'ma
shows
keep
like
that
that
in
as an
existence, though.
adult, watching shows like, 'cause I watched Living Single when I was like, 12, 13. But
Yes.
watching it as an adult and having my own set of girlfriends and like being from New York, like it hits so much different now. Like I appreciate it so much more. And I really hope like, they do something to honor it because it really is a great show that needs its recognition.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But thank you so much and enjoy your trip. And we
Thank
look
you.
forward.
Okay,
All
bye.
right. Bye. All right, Sheila. What's going on, girl?
Hi, Bondi.
Hi, how are you?
I am so good. How are you? I
I'm
love
good.
you. I love the show.
I
I love the
appreciate you.
website.
Thank you.
I wanted to call in because I think you on the old lady first panel with Destiny. And I don't care what they said in the comments, like you guys did that. I have watched other interviews and I know people felt like you should have came at her real hard. That's not how that works. And people don't seem to understand that you can't just come at somebody hard like that and expect that they're going to come back or anybody else is going to want to do an interview with you.
Right.
And we love to hear you guys do your interviews. I'm from Detroit, so Jay Lee is family.
Woo.
But the Destiny situation, I just felt like with Destiny, I don't understand how she couldn't understand that every time you go back and talk to Martell or you go back and you talk to Tisha with Mel's business, that Mel was not going to have a problem. Even after the whole situation happened, the first thing you did was ran to Martell to tell him what the issue was between you and Mel. So yeah, I would be with Mel too. Like, I'm done with all of y'all. Y'all can save it. I don't want to be around y'all no more.
Listen, it seemed easier to me. Shit.
Like, it was real easy. Like, if you got friends like that, like, you're not my friend. So yeah, I don't want to be around you. And I agree that she did not want her mess to always be the talk of Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's somebody else's turn.
Yes, and I agree it should be.
Yeah, like it's not all about Mel and Martell. So yeah, every season for the first and the second season, it was all about Mel and Martell. Yeah, let's hear some more about Marceau and Tisha and what's really going on there.
Right.
But I didn't have a whole lot to say. I just wanted you to know that. I think that we all the bonbons should start a petition to make sure that you guys get the Ooh Ladies First song on your station.
Oh, I would love that. I really need to find like how we need to do that because if I have to like DM Queen Latifah personally, I don't know what I need to do. But
look, we all be blowing up her DMs like the Ladies First panel needs this song.
We do. I would love to have that for the theme song. Oh my God. But thank you so much, Sheila. I appreciate you always supporting. Thank you so much for calling in.
No problem. Thank you and have a good day.
You too. All right. Come on, Devin.
Whoa, B was out.
What's up? Well, how you doing?
Shit, I'm good, chilling. I forgot I was in line. But I don't know what you was talking about in this video. I just joined after you was like taking callers and shit. I'm sorry. I don't know if I could say that.
You good. What's up?
Joe Budden is 41. He had a rough life. That nigga, he looked very old.
He do.
As far as the Gerard Carmichael situation, I come from that. So that's the same thing with my family too. That's just how they are. They don't think nothing wrong with being like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That they feel like that's the right way, and they don't want to hear nobody other side.
Chain. It's a lock. It's a chain, lock, key in a box in the bottom of the ocean under the fucking sand. As far as getting people to open up their minds to how religion controls them in a negative way. And sometimes it's just like, it's not even worth it. It's much easier to just be like, well, then fuck you then, ma. Like
that's what I said.
Listen.
That's what I said. Shoot. But I was just coming on here to support. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Thank you so much, Devin. I appreciate you. Have a good one. All right, Eunice, you my last caller, love. Let's go. What you got?
Oh snap. Hi Bondi. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes. How are you?
Okay, good. I'm good. I'm a ghost follower. Um just wanted to stop by and say hello and also to comment a little bit. Um Two things.
Mm-hmm.
For the religion part. Because I comment on your page with a video when you said, you believe that God could be a woman, which I completely agree with you. But
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like people use the Bible to manipulate people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you go all the way back into history, because I'm really big on history, like the Dark Ages and stuff like that, when
Mm-hmm.
certain in the Dark Ages area where you could not read the Bible or anything, it was in Latin language first. So it's like the church have most of the power. People couldn't read, so you don't know what the Bible says. So now that we have access, it's like we already brainwashed to
Right.
whatever the pastor's saying, or they would twist the word and trying to make it fit,
Whatever
their
they wanted
agenda.
to say. Exactly.
So with me, it's not like more like a religion for me. It's more like the woman says spiritual. It's more like connection with God. So it's not like, I still read the Bible and still, follow and stuff like that, the rules and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't, if something don't make sense, I question it, because sometimes I raised in a Protestant church. So it's like when you question something that don't make sense, it's like, well, you should just believe.
Yes. I
Not
had that issue too growing up. That always was a problem for me.
So it's like if I question it because I have questions, does it make sense? It's like, oh, you should just believe. But then it's like now that I'm in a new church, which is a non-denominational. What's the word? Non-denominational.
Non-denominational.
There you go.
Yeah.
Um, so when I ask them question, they actually welcome question, which is I feel like a little bit better. At least I can ask question, I can voice my opinion and get answers. So I just feel like with religion, not take it as face value, but like listen, but don't like make it like let them control you, so to
Yes.
speak.
The end
I
all.
understand
It
like what
shouldn't
you
be
try.
the end all be all. It shouldn't trump your own intuition if
Right,
you're
like
doing it right.
right, like if you have question, ask. If they don't want to give you the answer, or you can find a place where you can ask question that they welcome question that they will educate you instead of just shun you down and just like, oh, you should just believe because I said so, or because the Bible
Right.
says so.
Because
But
that's an issue. It's
right,
not
because I'm
not
pretty
good.
sure God will like have question. Yeah, I'm pretty sure He will answer you. I mean, I can't talk. I mean, I
Exactly.
talk to Him. I know He's been great to me. That's my personal belief. Like I've been to a situation where I'm like, you exist. I'm like, oh, that could have gone so much left. But that's my own personal belief. But to switch gear to Destiny and Melanie, um, it's not like I'm Team Melanie or Team Destiny. I'm till team whoever I feel like in my eyes is like, all right, you did some messed up stuff. So I'm gonna call you out on it. And I think you guys did a phenomenal job on the interview. Y'all asked all the question that I have that and I was like, you guys, I don't think you guys should go. Some people was like, oh, you should go hard. I'm like, it's the first interview with the lady. Like you can't just go hard on people because some people will watch you. And if you ask them for interview, they're not gonna come to your show because they're like, oh, you're gonna judge me or you're gonna
Right.
go hard on me. Like with interview, like some of the ladies said, it's the person perspective. You're giving them a floor to answer the question that,
Right.
was asked. It's not the time to beat them up with your opinion. You just want to
Right.
listen
Do that in
to
the
what they have
review.
to say. Right, but that doesn't mean you guys don't have your own view or your own opinion, or you don't agree with certain things that she said. It's just that you're giving her the floor to see what she has to say. But
Right.
for me, as a friend, I'm like Mel. Like, if you hurt my friend, I'm not messing with you. Point blank. Period. Like everybody in my circle knows. Like, if you hurt my friend, emotionally, mentally, physically. Physically, I remember like one of my friend was getting hurt by her boyfriend. Like I literally jumped in. Like we gonna jump him? Like you want me to call some backup? Like that's how
Right.
I am. Like if I'm friend with someone, you're my friend. And I don't use that word to loosely, but you're my friend because I have like 3 friends, literally 3 friends. That's it. I refuse to make any more friends because I'm like I'm good with where I'm at
No
right
new
now.
friends. I got you.
Because they have not, they're just the same level with me. Someone don't mess with you, we don't mess with them. Like that's the level we on. But it's like if you see him, we the audience saw what he did to her. I already want fool with you. But if you friend, you
Right.
like front row seat, you see everything. I'm pretty sure Mel confiding in you. And you
Right.
still like buddy, and every little thing you're gonna go to him talking about her. There's no disgusting with me and my friend. Like we can be cool, but I'm not talking about her to you. Like I'm not telling you anything about her. If you're gonna, I'm like, I'm not discussing her. You want to ask question? Go ask your ex-wife. She's my friend. I'm cool with you. That's what it's gonna be. We're not
Right.
discussing nothing. Just like Tisha, I'm pretty sure Mel don't have a problem her being friend with these people. Her problem is you disgusting me every time you get a chance with these people that
Right.
have hurt me, that doesn't see it for me. And there's
Exactly.
no way you're gonna say, "Oh, I didn't know you and Tisha they have a problem." Came me out her first season and say, "Yeah, we were talking about Mel." So
And that's why we like Kimmy, because she kept it a buck.
right, she said, "Yeah, we were talking about it." So there's no way you're gonna tell me, "Oh, we never talk about her."
Right.
That's the problem that I think some people don't understand. Like I'm with Mel on that.
Right.
She can be petty. I'm petty too. I
I
want to
am too.
refund her money because I'm like, hey, you need money,
That
you
shit, I
struggling.
wouldn't I wouldn't have refunded shit, but I thought it was funny. But thank you, Eunice, so much for calling in. I really appreciate you. Um,
Hey,
don't be a stranger because I'll be doing these more. Okay. So you have a good weekend, love.
thank you. Same to you.
All right. Bye-bye. I love her accent. Like, oh Lord, it's a good accent. All right, y'all. I appreciate everybody so much for coming through. 3-hour show. Okay, okay. You can't say I don't fuck with you. Okay. I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all for coming through, for supporting the Ooh Ladies First panel, for supporting my channel, for supporting my website. I hope y'all enjoyed my show. And I will see y'all tomorrow for something. Shout out to